Hello YouTube, this is your host, your captain, the Flying Moose, with you on another flight today here. This is Friday, December 1st. I can't believe it's December already. My goodness, how time has flown and snuck up on me. And oh my goodness, am I crazy busy with holiday stuff at the church. So oh my goodness, that's why we're only streaming one day this weekend, because I've got tons of stuff going on. We're doing a float in the Christmas parade. First time we've ever done that. It involves me learning these really fancy Verilights, these moving lights. They weigh 90 pounds a pop. They're professional light things with a big old light board. And I finally got a handle on them the other day and got it all programmed. And we're going to be all day out at the site tomorrow, kind of putting the final touches on this thing. It's going to be insane. So anyway, so yeah, it's crazy. So hopefully your holiday time is going well and not too busy. After next week, it slows down for me big time as everything goes back to kind of normal stuff. It's all the stuff at the front of this month. So anyway, happy to be here, happy to be flying with you guys, and hopefully we'll have a good flight today. We're going from Barcelona, where we landed in Europe last Saturday, I think. It's all blurring together. El Prat is the name of the airport, and we're going up to Munich in Germany, southern Germany a little bit there. So second flight into Germany. We've already been to Frankfurt once. In fact, Frankfurt's going to be our alternate today. And yeah, next up the Rose Parade. I hope not. Oh my gosh. I've been to the Rose Parade. In fact, I've done the sleep on the street thing. This was years ago when I was in college, to get up for the Rose Parade, the whole thing. It was an experience. I don't think I want to do it again, but it was fun to do once. But I have done that before. That was interesting. So yeah, so let's say hello to everyone who's here, and everyone who at least was here. I don't think you're all here now necessarily, but that's fine. Trucker TV, hello. DSG Ace, hello. Brian Gren, hey, how's it going? United European Commonwealth, good to have you here for the second time. Kazakh Vo, yeah, sorry you couldn't stick around. You got work. I understand that's how it goes, but Privyet Tovarish to you, sir. Always good to see you. Roger Jose Salas, I'm doing well. I'm a little stressed out and very busy, but overall I'm doing okay. I will survive. And Tim, of course, always good to see you. And oh my goodness, this of course, as soon as I start streaming, that's when work starts blowing up my phone. So let's get going. I'm gonna have to respond via text to these guys here in a second and see what they need. So. Let's see here. Been twice. Yeah. So I've never been to the Rose Bowl. I've only been to the Rose Parade. So anyway, whatever. Well, let's say you can hear the passengers are boarding through the jetway right here. Let's get this walk around going, and then I'm gonna text my coworkers back and find out what the crap they want. We've got the pitot tubes covers. We'll need to take those off, or the ground crew will need to take those off, and the angle of attack indicator right there. The nose gear and avionics hatch bay is closed right there. Nose gear looks good. Tires look okay. No signs of problems or leaks. There, nose cone radome looks pretty good. Not anything like that nose cone that Tim gave us pictures of. That was that a 57 or a 67 that had the potential bird strike a few weeks back. Pitot tubes covered there. We've got ground power provided by PMDG. And looking at the side of the aircraft here, static ports for the co-pilot look okay, look all clear. They've already loaded the cargo up, so that's all done. We've got our engine right there, but leading edge of the wing and the landing lights all looking okay, and the engine right there looking good. Fan blades in good condition. Coming around, checking the leading edge of the wing. And it's all looking good. Weather here is kind of a mix. I think it was raining a little bit earlier. It's just cloudy right now. It's kind of sun's coming out. We'll see what happens. Time in Barcelona right now is not what time is set to currently. It's set to my time, which is 11 o'clock a.m. roughly. And just because that way we can fly during the day. The weather is current though. The weather is accurate to what is live right now, just not the sun's position. Alright, and the exhaust port of that engine looks good. The tires look like they're in good shape here. No issues with the brakes or hydraulics, or the cylinder actually looks pretty good. There it is. Looks pretty good there. Fuselage looks in good. We'll get those cargo hatches closed there in a minute. The outflow valve there is okay. APU's not running right now, but the APU port is clear. The horizontal and vertical stabilizers all look like they're in good shape. as we come around here, checking on the other side. Got Menzies serving us today. Juan is over there in the pushback truck waiting to go. Alright. And let's see, we got good tires looking there, good brakes, good hydraulics. Trailing edge of the left wing looks okay. All the control surfaces are up in their stowed position. The flap canoes are all looking okay. Got the winglet there, and leading edge of the wing looks like it is in good shape as well. And we've got our number 1 engine. Fan blades look good. Leading edge of the wing landing light right there looks good. And we got our static ports over here on the side for the captain. So I think this bird is going to fly. I think we're okay. So let's go ahead and get into the cockpit, and let's get this plane underway. Okay, the passenger's still loading. We got that annoying high Juanita crap going on. I gotta figure out what's going on with these people. And as soon as I start, that's when the crap hits the fan. So stand by. I'm gonna try and text these people. Why is it a draft? Oh. Alright, stand by. Alright, we'll see what they respond back with. Okay. Kramer, you just finished up putting up Christmas lights. That's awesome. 757 in at... oh, that's right. It was a 57. That's right. Yeah, that's right. Charter flight. New computers, we're working on it. We're working on it. With all this nonsense for the parade, it's kind of monopolized my time. So it's kind of on hold. It's put together. It's I'm just, again, installing software, getting stuff ready for the transition. I just want to make sure it's a smooth transition. So there's no reason to rush the process just to have it. So hopefully soon. This is still the existing machine, not the new one yet. So, okay, let's. I need to. My tablet here has been charging, and it's still not very charged. But I want to get the my checklist loaded up here, so that's ready to go. Oh, that's nice. Thank you for going away. What is happening? No, I'm not trying to add apps. I just want to see the apps. What? Huh? Oh, okay. Tablet's doing weird things. Okay. That's what I want right there. There we go. Okay, cool. Alright, that's up. We'll look at the flight plan here in just a second, but let me go ahead and get some things set up on the airplane here. We're going to turn on the IRSs, test the leading edge device lights there. We'll yaw damper on. Navigation and display switches are all set to normal. Source is set to auto, and control panel is normal. We're going to check the fuel cross-bleed valves. Turn off the center fuel pumps. Not sure why they default to on. Alright, we got the valve and transit light, and then the valve light on. Valve and transit light. Valve should go off. And it does. All fuel pumps are off at the moment. That's good. Looking at our battery, we've got 28 volts on the battery. And ground power, we've got sufficient voltage there. All of our signs and stuff are on for people. For the utility power and the in-flight entertainment stuff is all on. We're on ground power at the moment, so all of these are off. We'll go ahead and turn on our panel lights. Equipment cooling is normal. Emergency exit lights are already armed. We'll go ahead and turn the seatbelt sight line on because passengers are boarded. Window heats will come on. Pitos will stay off for the moment. Anti-ice will stay off for the moment. Hydraulics will stay off for the moment. And on the air side, the recircs are on. The packs are off because we've got ground air supplied. The what do you call it? Isolation valve there is open, and all of the bleeds are off currently. We're going to be going up to 34,000 feet. NightBot has been updated, so it has the flight plan. If you want to see that, you can do so and get that. We'll do 34,000 feet. We're at sea level basically, so that will stay at 0 for right now. We'll reset that to our landing altitude in Munich when we get into the cruise. Position lights need to go on. Logo light can go on. Let's come down here, check our oxygen. Okay, hold that down, and there we go. Got a good oxygen check there. And our main panel lights on. Current time is correct. These will come online as soon as we get the FMC completely booted up. Let's go up to test. We'll do a light test here. And we're just checking to make sure all of our lights and bulbs are all burning bright. They appear to be. So we're going to call that a good light test there. And coming down the pedestal here, we're going to do a... No, not that. We're going to do a... One of these does the... Oh, that's the model test. There we go. Model test, and then the bell. And we're going to check the cargo fire warning system. Whoops. There we go. And we're good there. We're not flying on VATSIM today, so we're just going to give ourselves our own little squawk code. And we got panel lights. I don't need to turn the flood on. We'll turn the panel lights on. I'm going to do the same thing on his over there. Okay. Let's get the IRS position entered here. Clear, please. Clear, please. Thank you. And next page. We'll take from the left GPS. Stick that in there. And we are at LEBL. There we go. And I'm also going to come up here real quick and check the overspeeds and the stick shakers. Alright. So we're set up there. Let's check and see if any of my people are getting back to me with the... No, apparently they must be very important, because... Alright. An hour break in school, so I'm here. Nice, Brian, Greg. Good to see you, man. Okay. That is taken care of. Let's go ahead and get our flight plan here. In fact, before we do that, let's go ahead and look at our flight plan. In Sim Brief, I'll bring that over for you guys to see here. And, oh, here we go. Now they're responding to me. Fix the light. Okay, wonderful. That's what I want to hear. Let's hope Ramon's thing is innocuous. Okay. Ramon is my head custodian. Anyway, so we're WestWind Flight 1225 today, 737-800 aircraft from Barcelona to Munich. Our alternate is Frankfurt. Cruise level today is 340. And our block fuel needed is just under 20,000 pounds, so 19,973. For a zero fuel weight of 135,800, which is pretty close to the zero fuel max, but we don't have nearly the fuel that we could hold, so we're not that heavy as things go. Why does everyone need to call me as soon as I start streaming? I've been awake since 8. Okay, just really annoying. Okay, this is our routing here. We're going to take the Dali 3 Delta to Dallin. And across here to the Osder 3 Alpha arrival into Munich. At least that's the plan. Here's our flight plan. We're going to kind of we're going to take off out of Barcelona. It looks like to the south, kind of swing around outside over the Mediterranean, or the Med, as some people call it. Come up here just to the east of Marseille, between Marseille and Cannes. And then, or Cannes, I guess I think it's not Cannes, it's Cannes. And we're going to kind of tiptoe around France. We're going to go through France here, and then we're just going to kind of hug the border of France and Italy right over the mountains here, and then up into Switzerland, do some yodeling right over Zurich, and then just barely skip over Liechtenstein, and up here into southeastern Germany into Munich. And then this is our alternate up here in Frankfurt. So if we do need to hit our to an alternate, then we'll go up there. I'm going to now respond to my third employee who is calling me and tell him the same thing, that he has to text me because. Okay. Yes. I need to have this like as a standard thing, like when you're driving, just have it say, can't talk, text me, because it's the opposite when you're driving. You don't want to text, you can talk, because I can use my speakerphone. Anyway. All right. FC Aviation, how's it going, man? Let's see. For our reserve fuel today, we're gonna have 4,146 for our alternate, and 3,553 for our final reserve. So that brings us to 7.8 looks like with the added ends there. So no, I'm sorry, I'm not doing math right. 7.7. Yeah, because that'd be 6 plus that 7. Yeah, 7.7. Leave it to me to not be able to do math. It is my day off, so, you know, have some sympathy. All right. All right, so I'm going to move this over here because I'm going to need to see some of that. So we'll put that over there, and let's get this loaded up into the flat plan. So route. Before we do that, let's go ahead and listen to the ATIS and make sure we're on track for the correct runway for what it gave us, because you never know. You never know. And so I think it's 1220, if I recall correctly.
Lima Echo Bravo Lima Airport Information Golf 190 Zulu weather wind 308 at 4 visibility 10 sky condition few clouds at 3000 temperature 5 dew point 1 QNH 1014 advise on initial contact. You have information Golf Lima Echo Bravo Lima Airport Information Golf.
Alright, so wind is 304 at 4, so actually I don't... Well, it's going to be a crosswind no matter what we do. And it's only 4, so it really doesn't matter. Hang on. The key for a new lock to the C train. What? No, I do not. I know nothing about this. Okay. Ow. Oh gosh. Okay. My leg is doing something funny here. I like pop it back into place or something. Ow. Okay. It's a fun morning. Alright. Clicking things I probably shouldn't be clicking. Go over there. Okay. Oh, you're Flaming Chris. Got it. That makes sense. FC. Got it. Alright. Alright, so let's see. Looking at the... Let me look at the airport chart here and just see what I want to do. I'm going to kill that. No, kill that, please. Airport chart, come to me. I had to reinstall my charts cloud on my tablet because it was doing that whole reset every 6 seconds thing that made it impossible to see anything. But thankfully it appears to have fixed it by reinstalling it. I don't know why I have to do that every so often, but apparently I do. Okay, so if the winds are 304, yeah, it actually makes more sense to go the 25 right or left. So that is what we will do. I think... I don't remember if SimBrief gave us a preference. It would be taxiing nicety if we did 25 right. So I think we will do that. So we'll do 25 right. No, this is not my first time flying this. I've been flying the 737 for quite a while. Alright, L Pratt, and then we're going to go to EDDM, Echo Delta Delta Mike, WWA 1225 is our flight number today, and departure arrival. So the departure we said was, pull it up over here, the Dallin 3 Delta. Let's find that. Dallin 3 Delta, there you are. Hey, look at that. 25 right. It's the only runway that it gives us, and that's the one we want to use. So that worked out nicely. Alright. Let's see. We'll go to the next page here. And we're going to go from Dallin to via UN 870. UN 870. Nope, 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 nope. to Maxair, M-A-X-I-R, A-X-I-R. Where are you? There you are. And then we're going to go to UN853. UN853. To Molus, M-O-L-U-S. O-L-U-S. Then UN871. UN871. To Ditton, D-I-T-O-N. D-I-T-O-N, right? Yeah. O-N. And from there, T103. 103. To Osder, O-S-D-E-R. O-S-D-E-R. All right. And then on the arrival side of things, we are supposed to be taking the Osder 3 Alpha. And we need to know if we're going to be coming in on runway 8 or 26. So let's look at the weather prediction for that. According to our weather briefing, what expected winds in Munich are supposed to be 050 at 3. So basically almost calm. But the winds are coming out of the from an easterly direction. So we'll say 8. So we'll do that. And then based on the direction we're going to be landing, or going to be, no, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong runway, the wrong airport. Come on. Go back, please. Back to Munich. Back to Munich. Airport diagram, come on. Today. There we go. Yeah, so based on where we're taxiing to, 8 right makes more sense for us. So let's do that. And I will deal with, let's see. Ooh, hello. 10 Sweet, just for subscribe. Well, thank you so much for subscribing. Welcome aboard. I very much appreciate that. 8, let me see here. I need to look at the arrival here for the Osder whatever. Osder 3 Alpha, there you are. Get out of the way. So that basically ends us at the Munich VR Bet 08. I have a feeling that's going to be what we're going to want. Let's look at the approach for that. ILS 8 right. Correct? Yeah. ILS 8 right. From the Munich. Well, that's interesting. So the thing technically ends at the Munich VOR, so let's just do that, and then we'll look at it more closely en route, and we'll see what's going on. All right, let's look down here, make sure we don't have any discontinuities, which we do apparently. Whoa! What is this? Wrong. Okay, this is why we look at it first. How did that happen? Supposed to be on this one. On 8. How did we get there? There. Do that. Next. Munich. Route. There we go. That was weird. Alright. That's why we check these things. Okay. So now we appear to be good. We're going to activate that. We're going to execute that. Done. Alright. Alright. Let's check the legs page and we'll see if everything's lining up like we expect it to here. Yeah, great point. Good catch. Somehow, I'm not sure how I clicked on the wrong one there, but yeah, we caught it. So thank you. Good to see you, man. David Duvek, good to see you. Let's see. In my Android... okay. Yeah, I'm not really probably going to get an infinite flight, mainly because it's a phone app. I mean, I don't really do flying on my phone. I've got a very powerful computer to do flying on, so it's better for me. So, but if that's what you guys enjoy doing, then good on you. No argument from me. All right. So looking back at, I need to go back to Barcelona. Come on. Oh, helps to click on the right button. Come on, close. There you go. Barcelona. Barcelona. Alright, departure. And we're doing the Dallin, something or other. And there's a billion of them. Okay, which one was it? 3 Delta. Yeah. Okay, Dallin 3 Delta. Where are you at? Dallin 2 3 Delta. There you go. Alright. Alright, so according to this, if we go off on runway 25 right, which is what we're planning to do, we would take the runway heading out to 10.2 miles from BCN, which is the Barcelona VOR. We need to be at or above 3,000 at that point. And then, wait, what? That doesn't make any sense. Okay, so, oh yes it does, okay. So at 10.2 miles from the VOR, we need to be at or above 3,000. At 12.5 miles, though, we need to be at or below 3,500. So basically, we want to shoot for both of those between 3,000 and 35, and we'll be okay. And so you see them right here, 3,000 at or above, 35 at or below. So we do have a bit of an altitude restriction there. Once we pass that, however, I believe we are all clear. Looking at this, we're going to do this big loop around toward the D47 of VLA, which is the Villanueva VOR, and then we do this 36-mile DME arc from the Barcelona VOR, swinging up to BC36B, or Bravo, and from there to D197S, and then Fevic, and then Dallin. But there are no more speed or altitude restrictions at that point, aside from the standard 250 below 10,000 feet, which we will adhere to as well. There are some speed restrictions on the 25 left departure initially, but we're not going to be on that one, so it does not matter. Alright, so good. Good on that. So those are only altitude restrictions, and so I don't see any after that. We will check the restrictions on the arrival once we're en route, and make any updates we need to at that time there. So we are all good there. Let's init ref and get our stuff in here. Our reserves, we said, were 7.7. Put those in there. Our cost index is 80. Our cruise level is 340. And our transition altitude is 6,000 feet. 6,000 for that. Execute that. We are full today. I'm just going to do standard because of that. Takeoff will be flaps 5. Trim is as such, and that gives us V speeds of 142 for V1, 144 for rotate, and 153 for V2, which means we need to put 15. Let's see, what is it? 153. So I'm going to do plus 15. So 163, 168. There we go. Alright, and our initial restriction of 3,500 feet. We don't want to bust that, so we're going to put that there. And heading out of here is, actually I don't know if that's runway heading or not, but our initial heading upon taking off is 245, so we're going to put that. It's close to runway heading if it's not runway heading, but it's close. I went the wrong way. It doesn't matter. 245. There we go. Yeah, it looks like it's close, but not quite. All right. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, how do you do that with the flight plan? How do I do what? You mean that whole FMC deal or sim brief? You have to be more specific. I'm happy to tell you, but I need information. So, set up an FSX EPG. Is there any better besides that I should know about? I'm using the iFly 737 in FS2004 and it works better than the PMDG. But when I get my setup for FSX, I will use PMDG. Is there any buyer bewares? Oh, with PMDG, no. The 737 is great. I don't know of any issues that you are having. I asked 2 questions there, FSC. You have to tell me which one. Don't just say yes. What are you asking? How do I do what? With the how do I put in the plan to the FMC, or how do I get my plan from SimBrief? It's an either or. It's not a yes or no question. David, though, as far as that goes, there is no issue with the 737 that I'm aware of. It's been a stalwart for the PMDG line for a number of years now. The only issues I think anybody may have with anything is more regarding to your operating system. If you're running Windows 10, there's some issues sometimes with things and add-on aircraft as Windows puts out updates and then has to go back and fix them. That's not a PMDG issue, it's a Windows issue, so they kind of come and go. So, Truckers TV, just call you Jay. All right, from your hospital bed. I'm sorry to hear you're in the hospital. What are you in the hospital for? FMC. So putting in the FMC is just about, going through the pages here. There's all these little buttons here that take you through the different options, and these little keys down here, line select keys. There's a video I did on this aircraft specifically. I'm trying to remember which one it was. You know what? It might have been the Albuquerque video. I hate to refer people to that video, but it might have been the Albuquerque video. Where I did, and it'll say in the title that it includes an FMC tutorial where I kind of really walked through this on what all this stuff does. So yeah, so I would check that out. Grape One, you keep your hands off my Mountain Dew. No, you're cool. You're in a BUA. You mean a bus? I hope that means a bus. I'm not really sure what that's referring to. Heart problems. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Truckers TV. Well, I hope they figure out what's going on with you there in the hospital, and hoping for a speedy recovery for you. Not fun. Not fun at all. Okay, let's look at the pre-flight check here and just make sure we got everything set. Oh, you know what? The one thing I didn't do before I do that is we need to set our altimeter, which was 1014 hectopascals, which is close to that, and our 309, yeah, okay, good. Alright, so pre-flight check. Oxygen we tested 100%. Navigation, transfer, and display switches are normal and auto. Window heat is on, right there. Pressurization mode selector is set to auto, which it is. Flight instruments, heading and altimeter. Current heading, we've got 309 on both sides and on the magnetic compass. And altimeter, current setting is 1014 set both sides, and that's giving us an altitude of roughly 20 feet. Parking brake is set right there, and start levers are cut off. Alright, so we're ready for before start check. So let's go ahead and get our doors closed. We'll get our APU started before we do all that. So actually, let's get the APU started before I start that process, just because that will take a little bit to spool up. So I'm going to start that. I'm going to turn the anti-collision light on at this time. We'll close all the doors. Menu, FS actions, doors. So we'll close that door. We'll close those 2 doors. And ground connections, we're going to remove the pitot covers. And I'm going to remove the... Well, we'll wait till the APU started to remove the air cart. And APU is coming up. We do have fuel in the center tank today, so when we put the fuel tanks on, we'll turn them all on Actually, we need to do that for the APU, so let's kick that guy on. Where do you get the flight plan? Or you get on the app? The flight plan we're getting from SimBrief. So that's, I'll show you the website again right here. Whoop. So simbrief.com. You can ignore all this stuff. You do need to create an account, but it's free. So they do encourage you to donate to them to support what's going on, but that's up to you. So there's that donate button right there. You can also get updated AirAx through this. You have to unlock them using something like Navigraph or something like that, which I have a subscription to. So that is not free, but you don't need the current AirAx. They'll give you one like every year or something like that, but you don't get the current. But yeah, put in your flight plan, and then under your dispatch thing right here, dispatch system, and then it'll give you this page, and it'll give you the flight plan, it'll give you all the details, give you a route, the whole nine. So that is how I do that. Simbrief.com. It's an excellent flight planning site, and yeah, good. Yeah, you get to the bottom of it. Okay, that's right. It is free. Yes. Okay. APU is started. Let's go ahead and switch over. So we're gonna put the APU stuff on the bus there, and we'll go ahead and open the APU bleed valve. Put the packs on. We'll go ahead and disconnect the air, we'll disconnect the ground, and we'll remove the wheel chocks. Back to FMC, okay. Alright, with that stuff all removed, beacon is running. That stuff's all on and tested. We can turn the dome light off at this point. And that's on bus, okay. Let's go ahead, at this point we can also test the TCAS. And let's get our guy getting us pushing back. We're going to do nose to the right.
TCAS test, pass.
No, I do not. Let's get the jetway out of here. Get removed while he's hooking up. Let's see, temperature is 5. So I might go ahead and do, we had some visible moisture, it was raining earlier. I think we're going to go ahead and do anti-ice for our stuff today, so yeah, let's do that. So looking at the departure brief then while he's hooking up. Yeah, yes you are. Come on. Alright, so we are going to taxi, what? Oh, that's right, it does that, I forget. Come on. Yeah. Okay, so we are over here at the Delta terminal. We're going to taxi out probably, I think it's Bravo 8 or 9 to Tango. We'll take Tango all the way down to Tango 1 for runway 25 right. In a second. Alright, so we'll all the way down to Tango 1. This will be a Flaps 5 departure, and no engine derate. We will be taking the Denton 3 Delta departure, or Dallin, sorry, 3 Delta departure, which calls for runway heading essentially straight out, keeping above 3,000 by 10 miles from Barcelona VOR, and under 3,500 for 12 miles from the Barcelona VOR. Then we'll make a left-hand turn to 207 to intercept the 317 degree radial. Actually, that's not a radial. That'd be a bearing. So whatever the opposite of that is, it's not 317. From the Villanueva VOR, and then we'll start the DME arc around from BCN VOR following the departure. The MSA sector altitude for where we're going, for where we're going to be at, is 3,200 feet because we're going to be over the ocean. So basically anything below that, above that, we're fine. No issues there. Transition altitude today is 6,000 feet for our climb out. Standard 250 below 10,000 feet. Current wind is 304 at 4. Visibility is 10. few clouds 3,000, temperature 5, dew point 1, altimeter 1014. So that's our plan today. If we do need to abort after takeoff, due to the terrain on the right-hand side of the airport, we'll make an immediate left-hand turn to come around the airport and land back on 25 right, which is the longer runway, and just loop around there over the ocean. That will be the plan. Otherwise, we will stop on the runway and assess the emergency there. With that, I think we are ready for our before start checklist. So let me do this real quick and then we'll get him going. Flight deck door is closed and locked. Fuel is 20.0 thousand pounds right now, so we got our plenty of fuel. Passenger signs are on. Windows are locked. MCP is V2 is 153 plus 15 for 168. Heading is 245, and the altitude rather is 3,500 feet. Takeoff speeds, V1 is 142, VR is 144, and V2 is 153. CDU pre-flight has been completed. Rudder and aileron trim are free and 0. And text takeoff briefing is complete, and the anti-collision light is on. With that, we are ready for releasing of the parking brakes. Fantastic. Alrighty. So little buddy there, Juan's pushing us back. As he starts that process, we'll go ahead and turn our packs off, and fuel pumps will all come on. And ground start for engine number 2. As soon as that hits 25, we will fuel on right there. And we'll see light up right there on the EGT. Fuel flow. And we'll wait for starter cutout as we watch that spool up. If you guys are just joining me for the first time, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you've already subscribed, hit that like button. I'd appreciate it. You also can donate to the channel if that's something you feel you'd like to do. You're not obligated to do that, obviously. That's totally up to you. But there are 3 different ways you can do that. You can donate via Super Chat. You can donate by becoming a sponsor of the channel. Also down there on the chat bar there. And the third way is via Streamlabs. The link for that is in the description below. That way you can use PayPal or credit card, things like that. Any of those methods will alert me on the stream and get your name recognized, get you a shout out. That's how that works. Other way to get a shout out, obviously, is subscribe if you haven't done so already. Make sure your subscribers are not set to private, otherwise they will not show up on the screen. So, little heads up there. And we got a good start at number 2, so let's go ahead and start number 1. Engines are turning. The times, they are changing. The engines, they are turning. Sierra 9, okay, whatever. La la la. Fuel on.
Set parking brake.
Parking brake set. We got a good light up on engine number 1. Just waiting for starter cutout now. Now we're out here on the taxiway, we'll switch this on to transponder mode. When we get close to the runway, we'll turn on TARA. I actually don't have traffic on right now, my add-on traffic, because we were flying on VATSIM last time, so there won't be any traffic, but we'll do it anyway. In case there's ghost traffic. Okay, we got starter cut out, and so with that, I'm going to turn the engine bleeds on, and we'll turn the APU bleed off. Packs can come back on. Turn the transfer switch back to auto. Hydraulics can come on. Set the bus on, and the pitos can come on. Go ahead and pull off the APU at this time. Don't need that running anymore. Do a recall check there. We'll do our 2 up, 1 down.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
2 up, 1 down. 2 down. 2 up. Full left. Full right. Alright, flight controls are checked. Back to engines right there. Let's go ahead and set our flaps down to 5. And auto brake to RTO. Alright, Vortex checklist generators are on. We're on bus right there. Probe heat's on. Anti-ice, we're going to go ahead and do anti-ice for the engines. And the wing right there, just to make sure, since the temperature is a bit low-ski. Isolation valve is set to auto. Yes, it is. Engine start switches are now going to be continuous. That's the one I always forget. Let's see, recall I checked, and auto brake is RTO. Engine start levers are idle detent, right there. Flight controls are checked, and ground equipment is clear. Or at least, yeah, it's clear. There he goes. There goes 1. Say goodbye to 1. Alright, so let's get a move on. Why are my speed brakes armed? Oh, that's what I hit earlier. Okay, I knew I hit something. Couldn't tell what. Alright, taxi lights are on. Ready to go. I'll take this Sierra 9 right here. All the taxiways have been renamed apparently, so the layout's the same, which is they have different numbers. So we're going to go down here to the what I was under the impression was Tango. We'll see what it actually is. This is Sierra. It might actually still be Tango. I think just Bravo got changed to Foxtrot rather. Yeah, it is still Tango. Look at that. Or Tango. Wait, what? No, that doesn't make any sense. Wouldn't this be Tango? So this is Foxtrot. I don't know. It's all weird. It's kind of really like Tango 8 section, Tango 7 section. I don't know. It's a weird way to do it, but whatever. It's Europe. What do you expect? Europeans. So, by the way, for Black Friday, I think I mentioned this last week. I bought the that Tower game, Tower 3D Pro, and I've been playing it. That game is super addicting, and I haven't done anything besides LAX so far, just because I like the challenge of the bigger airport. But setting traffic to anything below 100%, there's just no point. Just do it 100%. Take it on. It is so much fun. Once you learn the lingo of what you got to say, because obviously for the voice commands you have to say certain things a certain way for it to recognize what you're saying. But oh, it is so much fun to sit there and do that and try and juggle these aircraft around each other and stuff. So I have the pack that includes Atlanta and Las Vegas and something else. I don't remember what the other one is. San Diego, maybe? Was that the additional one? I'm trying to remember which ones come with it. Oh yeah, it is San Diego, because what comes with it is Philadelphia, Los Angeles, and like St. Thomas or something, some little small island. So I haven't done any of those yet, but I did get the real-world traffic schedules and the color pack for Los Angeles. I need to get the color packs for probably Atlanta, because that's the other big one I want to tackle, but I don't want to have just white planes. It's only $6 for the color pack, so it's not too bad, not too shabby. I can deal with that. We need to make a cabin announcement, don't we? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard WestWind Flight 1225, service to Munich. We'll be underway shortly. Flight time today is about an hour and 45 minutes or so, hour and a half, 45 minutes. We should be underway shortly. We expect fairly good weather en route, and we'll be cruising at a flight level of 34,000 feet today. Flight attendants at this time, please prepare the cabin for departure. Alright, flaps are down to 5. Trim, we need to set that. So trim is supposed to be 4.93. So we'll set our trim up here. That's about right. Sure. I'm so used to the 747 now, I have to keep putting power on for the 37 every once in a while. I love the friction model they did with the 747. You can basically keep the throttles at idle once you get your speed up, and it'll pretty close to maintain that for the most part, unless you do any cornering or something, or tap the brakes, obviously. Right. Dun 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 dun. You know what I always forget to do? Oh, I did turn them on. Okay, good. I always forget to turn those packs back on. And I get the cabin alert, altitude alert, because they're not pushing air into the cabin. Because the outflow valve will do its best, but it will lose air over time. And if you're not pushing more in, then the pressurization will not happen. We're going to cross runway 202. 20 and 2. That's the not 202. And do that. Making our way toward the end over here. It's quite a little bit of a lengthy taxi, even though we were as close as we were. It's all good in the hood. It's all good in the hood. So, for those of you that are joining here on chat, how has your week been going so far? How's your weekend going? I mean, for me, most of you, it hasn't been a weekend yet. Friday isn't a weekend for you. Friday's a weekend for me. My days off are Friday, Saturday, so my weekend has begun, but I understand if it hasn't for you. So how's your week going? Did you get any crazy shopping done for Black Friday if you're in the U.S.? Even if you're not in the U.S., I'm sure that extends beyond that as well. Is this? What is this? E2S2. Okay, still going. One more. Just making sure. Just making sure. Alright, we did finally breach the 2,100 subscribers mark in the last weekend, so we're still working our way up toward that magic number of 2,500. So if you are here and you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, I would encourage you to do that, and would love you to do that. Hunter Dixon, hello, welcome to the stream. It's you got baseball today, all right. Well, have fun with that. It's awesome. Had many flights, I forgot to turn the packs on. Been there, done that. Yeah. Thanks, David. I'm glad I'm not alone. All right, this is where I want to go, right here. Yep, that's what happens when you have the checklist and you either forget to use them, or that particular item isn't on the checklist, it's just a memory item, and yeah. So thankfully there's a warning horn so we can catch that, but let's go ahead and get our flight director on here, and I'll go ahead and turn the auto throttle on at this point. Weather currently in Barcelona. Weather's not too bad. It's only a 3044, a few clouds, 3000. It's a little chilly. Temperature's 5 Celsius. We're just going to say we've got our clearance because we know there's no traffic today. We'll go ahead and turn TCAS over to TARA though, since technically we should do that. And we're getting on the runway, so we'll change our lights to strobe. I did get a very nice message from a gentleman who watched my video, the Jaguar video going to Phoenix. I guess he staffs Albuquerque Center and said, hey, anytime you need Albuquerque Center support, let me know. So that was awesome. So special shout out to you, sir. Thank you for the offer. All right. Before takeoff checklist flaps are 5 green light, and stabilizer trim is 4.93 roughly. So we are good to go. Landing lights on. And let's get out of here. Let's get out of Dodge. Let's see, LNAV, I can't, no, I can't do VNAV until we're up, so that's fine. Here we go. Alright, takeoff power set. 80 knots. Alright, positive rate of climb, gear up. Alright, there's 400 feet, we can RMV nav. And remember, we don't want to bust that 3,500 altitude limit that we've got up there, so we're going to go ahead and sneak on over to 4.5 to angle up with that. Yeah, someone else was asking if I was going to do a stream on the Tower 3D Pro, so I think I'll try it. We'll see how that goes if anyone likes it. The tough one with that is I don't know if I'm going to be able to do any team speaking stuff with it because if I'm trying to bark commands at airplanes and team speak, it could get really really dicey, or really icy, as Raptor likes to say. So, all right, there's 3,000. So we made our at or above, and then we're going to hold here at 35. So just make sure we follow that flight director so we don't bust that limit. Assume that's for traffic routing, so alright, we're going to hold that until we get beyond that point, and then we will be good to go up past that. In the meantime, we can put our flaps up because obviously speed is no longer an issue. Yeah, and I'm not gonna. I'll look over there real quick. I gotta be careful about not busting this altitude like I'm starting to. See, if I look away, that's what happens. So as the flaps come in, we kind of ballooned a little bit. But I can do. Let's see. There's the right wing, left wing over the water. Go flaps up. Alright, there's the first marker. After the second marker, that's the 3,500 below. So we'll change at that point. We'll go ahead and turn the auto brake off at this point. Gear lever can go to off. And we're going to go ahead and rotate this up to our 34. Alright, there we go. So I'm going to cycle VNav just to make sure it knows we can climb. We're going to start our turn over here. Hunter's not the only one on the stream. I think he's just the only one chatting at the moment. I see 18 people in the stream right now, so he's definitely not the only one here. Follow that flight director and follow that magenta line. Autopilot is off. We're just getting guidance from the flight director. I'm all flying this by hand right now. There's our transition altitude, so we'll switch over to standard. Go through the puffy clouds. level off here. Well, not level off, but level the wings anyway. As we say goodbye to Barcelona. Flying out over the Med. Alright, there's 10,000 feet, landing lights off. And we'll go ahead and engage the autopilot at this time. Turn off our lights there. Engine start switches can come back to off. And we can turn the anti-ice off this time too. Now we're above the moisture. Start to climb out. Up to 34,000 feet. Agler, we're flying to Munich from Barcelona. He doesn't give you a 757. Why, how would he give you a 757? Speaking of TeamSpeak, let's go ahead and get in there because it's time. So connect. Let's see, they're in live stream room 1. We're going to join them. Switch to channel. There we go.
That's now you can cruise.
Well, I'm not in. Well, I'm in autopilot above 10,000 feet. I'm not quite to cruise yet, but yeah. So Captain Tim denied you a 757. Is that what I saw in chat?
I was waiting for him to see it. No, it was more fun. Me and him were actually talking about the new 757, which Captain Sim is working on actually.
Captain Sim's working on a new one?
They are planning on bringing out a brand new 757 compatible with the latest versions of PD3, FS16 edition, and I believe next playing Addon.
Wow. Well, it's about time because that 757 needs some major reworking. So hopefully they do a good job with it. I mean, I like their
they remake
their visual models look really nice. It's the problem is usually their flight dynamics or software stuff is glitchy in certain ways that just makes it annoying.
Yeah, their systems on the airplane really suck. Kind of like Coronado when they release a high-end business aircraft. It just is crap. Looks great, is crap.
Right. How you doing there, Tim?
Yeah, doing well. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm a little. I've been a little stressed out this week with this parade nonsense coming up. So when the parade is done, I will be breathing the largest sigh of relief of ever. But other than that, I'm doing okay.
You gonna be at LA for us?
I don't know. That's a Wednesday, right? The 20th.
I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. I'm actually gonna be. I'm going down to LA. I mean, for Disneyland this next week. So we'll see. I'm not sure what my schedule is gonna look like then, that close to Christmas. So who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, I'm on the Incheon flight on the 17th.
Gotcha.
And, I would have tried to get on the whale flight in the U.S., but they didn't announce it until after I got my ticket for Incheon.
Yeah. Dang people dragging their feet. Oh goodness.
Well,
I'm surprised
Go ahead.
I'm surprised they added an LA turn on that, but it's a big party for Delta.
Yeah, no, I'm surprised they did too after they announced the other ones already, and it was like, okay, they're just doing the primary hubs, all right. Oh yeah, we'll go to LA and Seattle too. Oh, okay.
Well, what they're doing is all the Northwest ones because it was a Northwest airplane.
Right. Yep.
They didn't do it for the DC-9.
No, they did not. Of course, the DC-9 probably didn't have nearly as much of a following as the 747 does, so there's that.
No, because most of the people who flew it were dead.
Then there's that. So, oh goodness. Grape. I don't. No, I have not. Lately, my my AHM has done them, so I'll have to check and see if he's done them yet. But we'll see. King Taco, how's it going, man? Haven't seen you in a while.
I have an idea for our next flight. It's just be a little bit different than
Okay. What's your thought?
Well, I will not be on Steam Edition for once our next flight.
What are you moving to?
I'm going back to my box edition to fly one of my rarely flown aircraft, and one of my modified aircraft.
Which is?
Captain Sim Boeing 707 with modification E3 Sentry, call sign AWACS.
Ah. Does that one not work on Steam, or do you?
Captain Sim has not made it for Steam Edition yet.
Well, they haven't made it for Steam Edition, but a lot of the ones they haven't made necessarily for Steam do work. I haven't tried the 707 stuff on them yet, so I don't know. But is it just? Have you tried it, or does it just not work?
I haven't tried it yet. I'm just playing it safe for now until I actually get a chance to test it.
I gotcha.
Hey, speaking of Windows updates, the updated new one dropped this morning, and it still hasn't fixed the flight sim problem with the TFDI 717, but PMG is working fine.
Oh, that's good.
PMG is working fine, yeah.
Was it the same issue with the TFDI, the Windows thing?
Yeah, it's a Windows thing so far, from what I can tell. It's a Windows child error, and then also they've got another one that just popped this morning that I think was triggered by the update.
Aviator Lucas, thank you for subscribing, sir. Welcome aboard. Yeah, it's fun. I just that's the one thing that's made me nervous about Windows 10 is I really don't like the forced update stuff. It's, you know, do it on my terms, because stuff like that happens. It's like I don't want to be the guinea pig. That's been my whole my way of running Windows my whole life is I don't do updates immediately. I wait until I know they're stable and there's no issues with them, because I only hear horror stories from people that are the first ones to update. There's always problems, because there are. It's just the way it works. And so now we all have to suffer through the indignity of being the guinea pig, which is nice. So, yay!
Yeah, where's the other one? If you get the Pro Edition of Windows 10, you can set it to metered, which gives you the option.
Yeah, and so I do have the Pro Edition, so I think I did turn that on. I haven't connected that new one to the internet yet anyway, so I haven't had a chance to see if it's going to do anything automatically yet. So, but yeah, that'll be nice if it can be, you know, managed that way. Then that'll be great.
You got about 10 years worth of updates then.
Yeah, I'm sure. So yeah, yeehaw. Oh goodness. Yeah, but with those, what will you prefer, Flight Sim X or X-Plane 11? Oh, okay. I don't know, Matthias, or I don't know how you say your name. The Real, we'll just call you that. I have Flight Sim X. I don't have X-Plane 11. I do have P3D, although I haven't streamed with it yet because my computer is not. Until I get the really good one in here, I won't be doing that. I think from what I've seen from X-Plane 11, I mean, I'm curious because I hear the flight dynamics are a lot better in X-Plane 11. So there's that. There's still a number of things I see with X-Plane 11, and it could just be the way people do stuff on there. And once I tweak it to my settings, it'll be fine. But there's still a number of things that I just kind of think I default to what I know for forever, because I'm used to that and I like the look of it better. But at the end of the day, a lot of that could be, you know, just how people run their sim and they don't know better. It's driven me nuts for a long time. I mean, people that would do like screenshots of FSX would do screenshots and they don't turn their anti-aliasing on, and the sim looks like poo. Well, the sim isn't poo, it's just people don't know to turn their anti-aliasing on, don't know what that does, or their system can't handle it, and so it looks like crap. Not that the sim looks like crap in X-Plane 11. There's some view things. There's it looks like people are constantly flying in a. In fact, I might be able to simulate that for you. Stand by. Let me see if I can get the right setting here. Yeah, this. I'm gonna see if this does what I think it will do. They fly in this. I know, right? And I should be able to put this back really fast once I, let's see here, do this. So now
Yeah,
that I'm like
FX.
that, so you see now, if you notice, my view is kind of weird and it's kind of fisheye-y. Everything's kind of stretched out, and I notice a lot of people in X-Plane fly their planes in this kind of a view. It just absolutely drives me nuts because it looks just weird and fake, and so they don't reset there, because it's probably just the default view that X-Plane has set up, and people don't understand how to change that. And some people in FSX even do that too, and it just absolutely drives me nuts. So some of that could be them, but I just see almost everybody doing it, so that gets me my impression of X-Plane in some ways of that. So the other downside of X-Plane is you don't have a lot of the, like PMDG, they've got one aircraft for it now, which is the DC-6, so hopefully if X-Plane becomes more the wave of the future, then they'll dabble more into that arena. But my thing is all about the study level sim style aircraft, and so there are more of those available at the moment for FSX and prepared than there are for X-Plane, and so that affects my decision as well. So the sim itself may be fine, but there's some other factors as well that just weigh into my decision. And without having my hands on it yet, it's hard to really give you a good read on that, if that makes sense. Do I think FS 2004 is a good sim? I think it was. I mean, I think at this point, FSX is beyond 2004, and so if we're saying FSX is, an 11-year-old sim, FS 2004 is even more beyond that. That's what is that? A 13-year-old sim. So it's fine for its time, but I think. I mean, there were a lot of holdouts for a lot of years because they didn't like FSX or it was too much for their system. But at this point, there's some other options out there that will work with current system hardware and utilize current system hardware better than FSX even can because of the single core limitations. So if that's still your excuse, then I think it's time to look at upgrading to the new sim. I don't think at this point that you probably should go for Steam Edition unless you're just looking for a temporary. You're probably going to be looking at either a prepared option or X-Plane, and if whenever it comes out of beta, potentially Dovetail's new sim, World Flight, or whatever it's called. So, I mean, all the sims were good for their time back in, going back to what it was, because that's what you had as technology. But as we advance, if the sim doesn't advance, then it just becomes more and more out of date. No one wants to, for instance, play with. I mean, it was very stable. It was a good sim for its time, but no one wants to be playing on FS98 nowadays. I mean, my goodness, the graphics are atrocious. The flight dynamics are probably atrocious. But it was good for its time. It did its job for its time and for what computers could handle back then and what we were all expecting from a sim. But nowadays, clouds are flat. The terrain is overly pixelated. The anti-aliasing is, I don't think, even an option. I mean, it's ugly. So, Mountain Aviation, you're at school and you're still watching. Please tell me you're not in class right now, because you really should be focusing on your studies if you're at school in class. Oh, goodness. Yeah, the graphics are nice in P3DV4. There's some cool things with the HDR textures they're doing now, the lighting stuff. I mean, just the great thing about the flight sim community at the end of the day, whether it's X-Plane or Microsoft Flight Simulator or Lockheed's Prepared or Dovetail's new stuff, is been the add-on community. I mean, there's always been, they build a base simulator that can take all kinds of people's imagination of, let's fix the clouds, let's make better terrain, let's make better sky textures, let's make better planes, let's make better this, that. I mean, almost anything you can think of. I mean, you think of the amount of add-ons that are out there for this program and for X-Plane and P3D, from GSX, which is ground stuff, from World of AI and other Ultimate Traffic 2 type AI injection engines, real-world weather modifications, FSFX packages, stuff like the rain effects and the condensation effects for various aircraft and things, just to to make the immersion so amazing. The sky is almost the limit. It's kind of a sandbox when it comes to, okay, here's the sim, create, and the market gives us all kinds of stuff. Some are free, some are pay. I mean, the really good stuff is payware, but I mean, again, you're getting a quality product and quality add-ons, and you have the option. You can kind of customize your sim to whatever your system can handle and whatever your wallet can handle. And that's really great. I mean, as opposed to putting out a $1,000 simulation software that would be available to very few people because of the price, and say it comes with everything, and your computer has to be incredibly powerful because it's going to have to run all this stuff. And I mean, because that's the flip side of it. Or the other side is it's a very basic sim that works on everybody's machine and cannot be added to, and then everyone gets crap. So I think the system we have with the not only the competing flight sims but the competition from various add-on producers is really a fantastic system that we've had for the last, however many years the flight sim community has been around. It's really a fantastic setup. Well, I'm in class called Project Application. It's a free class because I have engineering calculus management. Okay. Project app. What does project application even mean? What is that? Okay, baseball now. Thanks for answering my question. Peace out. A sub. Well, thank you, Hunter Dixon, for hitting that subscribe button, and thanks for stopping by. Have fun at your baseball game. We'll see you next time, man. Oh, there's a subscription right there. I was going to say maybe we didn't see it because it was set to private, but thank you so much for subscribing. Welcome aboard, and I will hope you see you in a future video. Or in TeamSpeak someday. Have fun at your game. Nice day over the Mediterranean as we heading toward France. Heading toward France.
Yeah, I was just flying the King Air, the Coronado King Air, and just had the Windows child to crash again.
Oh, nice.
May have to do a rollback.
Yeah, I think so. All right, Grape 1, have a good flight to Los Angeles, then on to Denver, and we'll see you later. See you later. Let's see here. So, by the way, since this is the only stream this weekend, I guess I'll give you the update now. Well, it's not really an update, it's a we don't know, so we'll just keep watching it. Next week, I think I will be able to stream Thursday. I'm planning to stream Thursday. Thursday is our travel day back from LA, so it all depends on how late we end up leaving. I don't know if we're really doing anything Thursday with the family, or if it's just we get up and we go. If we get up and we go, then I'll be back in plenty of time, and we'll definitely stream Thursday. We'll probably even be able to stream early Thursday, if that's the case, because I'm not working Thursday. I've got the day off. If we come back late, then obviously no stream, because I'll be driving back from LA, and I can't stream down there because my computer's up here. So we'll hope for the best. I just don't know what the case may be, and what may come of that. And then from there, I should be able to stream Friday and Saturday. That is the plan. I will have to do some planning on Friday or Saturday at some point for the big event we're doing Sunday night, that following Sunday night, the 10th. But I should be able to do that in amongst the normal time and be able to get the streams in. So that'll be the plan. Jacksonville is not flying anymore until Christmas Eve, I believe. I think their home game until then. So the rest of our flying time will be back here in Europe until then, I believe.
Whatever best insurance.
Yeah, we'll probably try and do what I think I'd like to do is when I can do the two streams, what do you call them? 2 days of flight streaming, of do one VATSIM and one not VATSIM, just to give me a break, because it is a little more taxing and tedious with you know, TeamSpeak, VATSIM, and chat management. It just it's a little bit of overload, so it's kind of nice to get a break from that and just do some more relaxing flying with you guys. So I do enjoy flying with you guys, though. Don't get me wrong. So, but yeah, just be aware of that. I also don't think I've ever done VATSIM in Europe. I mean, so that'll be an interesting. That'll be an interesting thing. I don't know if there'll be much difference aside from just knowing the correct procedure. I mean, I've got all the charts and stuff, so hopefully it's not too much of an issue. But that will be an interesting experience to be sure. Oh.
Yeah, I rarely fly in Europe, so this will be interesting for me as well.
Yeah. So Mountain Aviation, you basically have a class that's for doing whatever you want. So, okay. We usually call that free period, but all right. Now it's project application. Come up with a fancy name for it. We can count it as school hours. That's great. All right. I love the education system we have in this country. Fantastic. Fantastic. By the way, for those of you that are interested in real-world procedures, aside from just picking Tim's brain, which he's obviously a font of information because he flies in the real world, there is another guy on YouTube I found recently. I think it's Flight Deck to Sim is his thing. My guess,
yes.
he doesn't say which airline he flies for, but based on the routes he's on and the aircraft he's flying, my guess is he flies for Ryanair, but I don't know. But he flies 737s for a company in Europe, so he's got the lovely little kind of English accent going. And he goes through all kinds of procedures that his company uses and different aspects of flying the 737, from different approach type procedures to different takeoff procedures, startups, pre-flight procedures, all that stuff. And they're all various videos. So, so if you're interested in that kind of stuff and you want to see how the real world guys do it and translate that into the sim, that's a great resource for you. I've been watching a lot of those and gleaning stuff from that as well, because I like to try and keep things somewhat realistic, at least in the capacity I can. And that's Tim's been very helpful with things of that nature, and but this is very helpful as well. So anyway, so if you're interested in that, it's a Flight Deck to Sim, and the 2 is the number 2, I believe. So search that on YouTube and check him out. Give him a sub. He definitely deserves that for that too. So Captain Nate Dog, hello. It's been a long time since I've seen you. Been a long time. Love the.
And now I had to go to the store.
For what?
I need to go pick up a new medal.
A new medal?
Yes, I need to go pick up a new expeditionary medal for myself.
You have to buy those at a store? I'm pretty sure they're awarded to you, aren't they?
Yeah, but if we want to return things by EI, I can buy new ones.
Oh, okay. Seems odd, but alright. Oh, flight school, huh, Captain? Alright. What stage are you at? Are you still doing flight school, or is it ground school? Is it actual flying lessons? What are you currently doing?
Military.
No, not you.
Oh.
Talking about Captain Nate Dog. I know what you're doing. You forget I've got a chat box I gotta watch. So, Oh, ground school. All right, that's cool. Oh, I remember those days. A long time ago. That was high school. Ground school over at the airport at night with a guy named John Alves. He was an old guy too. He'd been around for a long time in aviation. He was a cool guy. He was probably in his 80s when I took ground school from him. Oh man, he's still kicking too. I saw him. I got a guy. One of my sound techs at the campus. He's actually over in what is it called? Cal Poly, doing college, his first year of college now. But he was taking. He's the piano savant guy. He was playing the organ, the whole thing. All right, and he was taking ground school and flying lessons, and he was taking it from the same guy. He mentioned his name. I was like, oh my gosh, he's still doing that. And he came to he had like a recital or something like that here at the church, and John Alves showed up, and I was able to talk to him and just say, hey, it's been a long time. It was really cool to see him again. But yeah. Bubba Lewis, hello. Welcome back, sir. I'm not on VATSIM today. No, we're doing I'm over in Europe. We're offline today. This is going to be the only stream for this weekend because of parade craziness stuff that I gotta do tomorrow. That I'm half looking forward to and half not, just because of the amount of stress it's putting in my life. But at the same time, at this point, I've put in so much work to it. I want to see it get done and be done well. So it's that kind of back and forth. But yeah, no. I was telling the guys probably gonna do when I do VATSIM, I like to do that where I'm doing the two streams, one VATSIM, one not, just to give me a break and some simpler flying in that sense, without having to do TeamSpeak, VATSIM, and chat all at the same time. So, but yeah, we are on TeamSpeak, so come on in and we'll talk to you that way. You can join Encrypted. Well, Encrypted I think just went to the store to go get his new medal, which still doesn't make much sense to me, but sure. And then Captain Tim is in here as well. Anybody else, if you're wanting to get on TeamSpeak, you're welcome to do so. Just type in !TeamSpeak into your chat there, and the NightBot will give you the details on how to do that. And you can join the verbal conversation. And it looks like Bubba Lewis has just joined us.
There we go, man.
How's it going?
Going good.
Excellent. How's your week treated you so far?
It's going pretty good. Tired.
Tired? Yeah. Welcome to my world. That's cool.
Yep. VATSIM ain't one that let me be an ATC, so somehow they switched my password so I can't get in.
Oh.
Yeah. I can get in VATSIM, the Virtual Airlines, so I can fly on FSX, but everything else is messed up.
Oh, weird. That's annoying.
Yep.
That is very annoying.
So now I'm waiting for them to send me an email back with a new password.
Gotcha. Cool. Alrighty then. Let's see, where are we in regard to where we're at? Progress page. Okay. Alright, so we are 377 miles from top of descent, so let's start looking at the approach and just make sure it matches up what we got in the flight plan. Let's go over here to the legs page and pull up the approach plate for the Addon 3 Delta, I believe it was. I gotta say, I love having Navigraph with the with all the charts and stuff. It's just super helpful. It's totally worth the $9 a month or whatever it is. So if you guys have the means, I totally recommend it. It's very worth it as far as I'm concerned. This is Munich, right? Yeah. Osder 3 Alpha. Oh, 3 Alpha. That's right. Okay, so we're coming from Osder. At Disson, we need to be, and we're going to be running runway 8. So we need to be at or below 120, max 280 knots. So let's go down there and see if we got that in. Whoa, what just happened? Osder, just okay. There we go. So yeah, 280 at below 12,000. So that's good. It's there. From there, we're going to go to the what is that? Betos clearance limit. Okay. Let me see. Was there an explanation on the? Not really. Okay. I wonder if it's further down. Sometimes they have these separately. No, apparently not. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, so it looks like that's our last restriction that I see. What does this say? Yeah, these are all just out there. Munich is 5,000 or above. MHA 5,000, flight level 80 by ATC. Okay. Alright. So we're going to hit Munich, and then we start the approach for runway 8 right from the Munich VOR. Add that to this. So we're basically going to do an about face kind of thing. I wonder if we could have maybe from 5,000 at Munich and come around. We want to be at Beggen is where the approach begins at 5,000 feet, right on the final approach there. So basically, we'll take from Munich. We'll just stay 5,000 all the way around. I don't see any speed restrictions per se, so that appears to be fine. Let's see what the at Beggen 175 at Beggen. That's perfect. I'm happy with that. So that's good. Okay. Just want to make sure it's not planning to try and slow me down at the last minute with some ridiculous expectation. Yeah, 193 at Bat. Yeah, that's good. Okay. So yeah, so it looks like it's pretty standard approach. It'll just be kind of a loop around into 8 right. Here's the interesting thing is I did check, and so I'm glad I did, because the ILS is listed as 109.3 for 8 right. However, FSX shows differently. So this is one of those airports where they've changed all of their frequencies, and obviously FSX has frequencies from 10 years ago. So I went through and wrote all the FSX frequencies down. So for 8 right, it's showing 109.3. The flight sim frequency though is 110.9. So that's what we're going to use in the radios, because that's the what's going to actually show up in the simulator, and so we'll need to do that. So that's good to know. The missed approach is straight ahead to 1 mile east of DMS, which is the what is that? That says it's Munich also. There are 2 Munich VORs with 2 different identifiers? That's weird. Looks like it. There's an MUN and there's a DMS, but they both say Munich. Alright, so the Munich Airport VOR, we go 1 mile from that, and then we make a right-hand turn direct to the other Munich VOR, the MUN, Mike Uniform November VOR, and climb back up to 5,000. And basically, we can just restart the approach again. So it makes for a really easy missed approach. We can hold a Munich VOR if we need to, but that would be the thing. So yeah, we're on. I want to see what they're doing for the plan for the turn at Munich, just so we can kind of think through that ahead of time. So we'll step through this here. There's Addon. Yeah, so here we go. So do one more step there. So yeah, so here's the Munich. So we're gonna do this kind of weird little teardrop deal around, and then and just comes back right around onto the runway. Missed approach takes us right back to Munich VOR. So good. That'll that looks like that'll work out nicely. Go back to map mode. Alrighty. No, I can't, Bubba Lewis, because when I'm done here, my weekend is crazy today. I've got to go and pick up banners and go clean my office because I'm going on vacation next week. So, yeah, no, thanks for the offer. I'd love to. There's a lot of things I'd love to do, but you know, life and work keeps my schedule. So, yep. Unfortunately, this time of year, the holiday season, working at a church just means my workload gets increased dramatically. So,
yeah.
So, crystal clear flight. How's it going, man? Why did you stream so early? For the reason I just listed with Bubba Lewis, because I've got other things I have to do today while business hours are still open over here. So yeah, that's why. I know normally we don't stream till like 2 on Fridays, but I couldn't wait that long because I have to be able to go pick stuff up like right at the end of close of business on today, or I'm going to miss the window. So, and they're probably not going to be done with it until right about close of business. So I have to kind of manage my time, unfortunately. Oh, that's fine. So, anybody else in the stream, on the chat, or in TeamSpeak, have you had a chance to check out or got that new Tower Pro 3D or whatever it is?
No, I haven't. I've seen a lot of it on YouTube, but I haven't bought any myself.
Yeah, it's pretty addicting. It's fun. Just curious if anyone in chat here has done anything. The flight today was about an hour 45, I think, was what the estimate was. We're about 300. Well, let me look at it now. We're about we're about 300 miles from top of descent. We're supposed to be landing in Munich at 13:45. It's 12:40 right now, so we're just over an hour from touchdown, estimated by the computer. So that gives you some idea. So Tim, what's new in the world of your airline? Anything fun besides the retirement of the big guy?
I'm trying to think. Oh, sitting back, giggling at Americans is a problem.
Oh, I know. I saw that the other day. That made me laugh. So for those of you that aren't aware, I saw a news article the other day.
747 got retired.
What Americans? They haven't had a 747 in a while.
I mean, British Airlines is the only one that has 22 still left.
Well, they're the only ones that have that many, but there's plenty of airlines that have 747s. But American the other day though announced they had a little a glitch with regard to their pilot scheduling bidding software, in which basically the system went from being a responsible system of doling out schedules like it should, to basically giving everyone all the vacation they asked for, no matter what. So there are suddenly tons of holes and gaps in the piloting schedule for December, and all kinds of flights that don't have pilots assigned to them. So now the airline is going back and kind of unilaterally filling the gaps, which the pilots union, of course, is getting a little angry about because they're doing it unilaterally, and so they're having a bit of fun over at American.
How you get a restream yo?
What was that?
How you get your software to work? You have Restream yo, and I'm trying to use that so I can get a live stream up.
Oh, gotcha. So, well, I'm not using it to stream. I'm using it to, I'm using it to restream, as the name implies. My streaming software is OBS, so that's the open broadcast software. So that's what I'm using to actually push my content onto the internet. And it may be something that YouTube fixed. I really should go back and try it and see if I can go back direct through YouTube again.
I had OBS. With OBS, was that they didn't support FSX.
You mean, what do you mean? Because I'm using FSX Steam Edition, but I'm using it.
I couldn't get OBS down, like, stream FSX.
That's interesting. You may have just had to, because I had to fiddle with the, there's different ways to do the capture of the game, whether or not it's game capture specific or just display capture specific. I think with FSX what I had to do was just say capture the display, and just use whatever you see on my screen is what goes. And so because it's it works well with certain applications. Like for instance, I cannot do that with American Truck Simulator. It will just see a black screen if I tell it to capture the display, but if I tell it to capture the game, then it works. So you just have to, it's kind of game dependent on how it captures what, and you just kind of play with it. But I was able to do it for both FSX and FSX Steam Edition, so I know it does work. It's just a matter of finding the right formula. But once you send it up with OBS, my problem was when I was sending it to YouTube, I was getting like horrible bit rates all of a sudden. And I'd been streaming with YouTube for months, and suddenly it just basically died on me. And then I found this Restream place, was able to send it through them to YouTube, and then my problems have been solved. So, not sure why that was the case, but yeah.
Yeah, because when I did streamed OBS with Farming Simulator, yeah, it was horrible. So,
gotcha. So yeah, it's just again, I don't know what YouTube changed, or if they started doing like weird like buffering based on your subscriber count. I have no idea. It was just weird. So it wasn't my internet connection, because I could stream. Like I mean, when I did Restream, it worked fine, and I'm using the same internet, so it clearly wasn't that. So. Yeah. Crystal Clear Flight asks, what are you getting for Christmas, Moose? I'm getting Gemini jet models. I'm so excited to get both. To get my Boeing 747 that's Delta and United. Oh, that's cool. Well, I don't know exactly what I'm getting for Christmas, because it's Christmas. They're surprises, but things that I've asked for on my list to see what of that I will get. One of them is a new set of headphones with the mic on it that will do both USB and 1/8 inch, so that when we get the streaming PC set up, it should work with a soundboard thing or work direct into a computer. Gives me some options. It'll be a much nicer headset. The one I'm using right now is a Microsoft LifeChat 3000 that I've had for years. I got this for, I remember even why I got it. I think I got it at Best Buy, but it was like, I mean, it was years ago. I don't even know how long I've had this thing, but it works. But the ear things are peeling away. It's just not ideal. It's only USB, which is good for the quality of it, and it gets me the little mute button right on the cord, so I can turn my mic on and off if I need to. But it's old. It's time to go. But it's done the job, which is, I'm impressed that it's actually done as well as it has for as long as I've had it. So so that's one of the things I've asked for. One of the other things was it's a Logitech webcam. So if that happens, then we can start doing the the constant face reveal, if you will. You can actually see me sitting here flying, because I know you guys are so eager to see my ugly mug. So, so anyway, so we can do that, and then I can give you guys a better tour with that thing too of my system than my new one when I get that installed, which will be before Christmas, I really hope. So there's that. Let's see, what else did I guess I can just pull up the email that I sent to my family saying, here's my list, so, have at it. Let me see here. What is this? I don't care about that. That's that. I don't care about that. Okay. Opening my email is always a dangerous prospect, because then I see other things and I'm like, oh, I need to respond to that, I need to respond to that. Let's see here. This was back, it was right before Thanksgiving, because I wanted to make sure they had a chance to get stuff Black Friday if they wanted to. Where are you? No, no, no. Christmas ideas, here we go, this must be it. Aha, okay. Let's see, something else I asked for was a little portable Bluetooth speaker, like one of those little JBL, they look like giant suppositories. There's a fun mental image for you. Let's see. A book, actually, that was recommended by Agent Jay-Z. He's the one that does those turbine. He works at SNS Turbines up in Canada, and he does a bunch of YouTube videos about how jet engines work. There's a book he recommended. It's actually about structures. It's like engineering, but for the layperson, called it's called Structures: or Why Things Don't Fall Down, by J.E. Gordon, and it sounded really interesting, and so I asked for that. So I think that might be an interesting read. Also asked for a Jacksonville Jaguars a hat, because my old Jacksonville Jaguars hat is just been kind of destroyed and I think lost now. And it's really old, so it's really dated looking, and I just need a new one. So I have a Bulldogs hat for my Fresno State Bulldogs, but it'd be nice to have a Jags hat to represent, especially now that it's not as shameful to be a Jaguars fan, that they're actually doing well and have a real shot at being in the playoffs this year, so that's good. Although they lost the Cardinals, that was not happy, so hopefully they can turn that around. But anyway, so those are some of the things I have asked for. The other big purchase I'm going to need to make for the streaming computer is I'll need a game capture card. So I'm trying to decide between the AverMedia or the Elgato or something like that. So if any of you have experience with any of those, the ones I've seen most experience-wise are the Elgatos, and it'll probably be a like an internal, like a card in the computer. I'd rather probably not do the external thing, just because then I'm having to rely on a USB connection. I'm sure it's faster to rely on the PCI Express connection to do that. So, but yeah. It's funny. I'm watching these text thread of the guys that are out there working on the float right now today, doing decorating stuff, and it's just kind of hilarious to watch them doing what they're doing. Crystal clear flight. You guys aren't actually. I'll show it. I don't care. Let's see. It's one of those held for review things until I do it, but I don't know why. It's more of a joke. I'm fully into self-deprecation, so I just I don't really. I mean, we're all got our looks. But I'm not vain enough to say that I'm beautiful. I don't necessarily would consider myself in that vein, but I think most people looking at themselves don't consider themselves that. I think it's up to other people to decide that. So I honestly don't care. I mean, it's not a big deal for me. I'm on the larger size of people goes, and I'm fine with that. You'll hear me refer to myself as fat, and that's fine. I don't care. That's I'm all about self-deprecation, humor. I take it pretty well. It's other people can call me that too. I really don't care. So yeah, I don't do that to other people unless I know them, because I don't want to hurt other people's feelings if they're sensitive about stuff like that. But I'm really not. So anyway. Blue Crayon, yeah, no, I know you're probably in class, especially if you're on the West Coast. So sorry, but I'm having to do this as early as I am on a Friday. But excuse me. But it's the nature of the beast this week. So, but thanks for checking in and saying hi. I appreciate that. So, anywho, flying over the snowy mountains. I think these are probably the French Alps, I'm guessing, based on our flight plan. And off to the east are the Italian Alps. And up ahead eventually we'll get to the Swiss Alps. They're all the Alps, just depending on what country they're in. It's the same mountain range, just hits a number of different borders. So yeah. So I don't know why this may be. Oh, probably because Europe made me think of that. Some cool things that are coming up in the world of Netflix. If you guys have Netflix, first of all, actually only one of them is Netflix. The other one is Amazon Prime, and that is the Grand Tour is coming back to Amazon Prime beginning in the 8th, I believe, is the start date for that. I think. Which is the old Top Gear cast: Jeremy Clarkson, Richard Hammond, and who's the other guy? The only thing I can think of is Captain Slow. That's his nickname. Shoot,
Hey.
I can't remember his name. So anyway, that season 2 begins around I think it's around December 8th on Amazon Prime. So if you don't have Amazon Prime, you might want to check out getting that, because oh my goodness, it is hilarious. It's everything Top Gear was and more, and it is great. So if you like Top Gear, if you ever watched Top Gear, it's a car show, but it's car show only in the fact that they kind of talk about cars a little bit. It's just funny. It's Britishy. It's British humor. It's amazing. It's great. So that's coming. And then speaking of the British, though, on Netflix, The Crown Season 2 begins on December 8th as well, I believe, which is about Queen Elizabeth II. And her, the season 1 was basically her, coming of age into the role as queen, her father dying and her becoming queen. It's a melodrama, but done, as fairly historically accurate based on what they can surmise from things, and obviously some liberties are taken, I'm sure. But it's really well done, really good. John Lithgow played in season 1, and I think a little bit in season 2. Winston Churchill, and did an amazing job. I would never have pegged John Lithgow to pull off a Winston Churchill, but he does an amazing job. And oh man, but no, it's just really good. It's a great series. If you have any interest in the British monarchy, it's great for that. It's just great for kind of learning about what the royals do in that sense, from a more of a melodrama style thing as opposed to just kind of a dry documentary, but it's really good. It's really interesting. I've really enjoyed it, so looking forward to it coming back. Aviation Kid, welcome back, sir. And Peter Watkins, thank you for subscribing. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you guys all with us today, flying with us. We're about 184 miles from top of descent, so once we get inside the 100 mark there, we'll go ahead and brief the approach and get everything finally set up for the approach down into Munich. Just enjoying the nice snowy scenery in this 1st of December day over here in Europe. Yeah, technically it's still the 1st of December, even in Zulu time, so barely. It'd be dark, it'd be night right now actually in Europe right now. I've got the sun changed to reflect the time it is where I am in Pacific time, so but the weather is current, the weather is accurate, so but it is beautiful. We're supposed to be in Munich in about 50 minutes is our looks like our arrival time right now. 177 miles from top of descent and about 50 minutes from touchdown in Munich. We're going to be going to the gates on the western side. There's like the terminals are going to split into 2 big groups, one on the east, one on the west. We're going to be going on the west, gate 116. No question about it today because there's no traffic, so I don't have to worry about which gate they have there. But so yeah, Peter Watkins, hello, thanks for subscribing, man. Welcome to the flight. We also have a few people in TeamSpeak, so if you have a TeamSpeak and you want to get in on that, type in ! TeamSpeak, and NightBot will give you the details, the deets on, or as just popped in my head, as Tom Haverford in Parks and Recreation, the tails. So the deets, the details, the tails. They'll give you the details on how to get into TeamSpeak and join us. We've got Encrypted Pilot here with us in TeamSpeak right now, Bubba Lewis, who is probably Bubbalicious, and and Captain Tim, who is a real-world pilot flying 757s and 767s with us today. What do you fly?
I'm a civil air patrol cadet. I fly Cessna 172s.
Oh.
13.
All right. Well, that's awesome, man. All right. So yeah, so we got a real general aviation pilot. Tim does some general aviation piloting as well, but he's primarily the commercial pilot. We try not to mention the airline he flies for, although most of you at this point probably know, but just out of respect for him and the fact that his company prefers that he doesn't appear to be giving official, speaking for that company. So that's the way of the world. So.
Hey, Bruce, what if I get like a moose crew or something like that?
You're right, we do. Like Moose Crew or like a Moose Nation or something. Or I say Moose Nation. If you've seen Parks and Recreation, all I can think of is Douche Nation because it sounds very similar, and we definitely don't want to be called that.
I mean, what you need to do is you need to change your description up and put the rest of the guys that are in the Moose Crew, like their channels up in the description.
That's true. Because there's a number of us now that have some other stuff. Like Encrypted has his own channel.
I have my own channel.
You've got your own channel. Not Santiago.
I need more subscribers.
It's Javier, but he has another name he goes to. Yeah, exactly. You guys all need more subscribers. So, yeah, definitely have to do that. So, tell you what. If you guys are listening now, so for those like Encrypted, I already have yours, so I don't need you to do that. But
I'll post my channel in the live chat.
Well, don't do it in live chat because that will go away at the end of the thing.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I was gonna say for those of you that have your own channel that want to be part of the Moose Crew as we get that set up or whatever we're gonna call it, name pending. Post it in the comments of this video or even like the previous video. Just put like hashtag Moose Crew or something like that, and so I'll know that's what that's referencing. Because the comments stay, the chat stuff goes away. The comments will stay, but that won't be available until the video is done. So you can post that in another video that's on there, a recent one like the last week's video, if you want to do that, and then I'll mess with the description and change that. So, Yash Cricket Fan, thank you for subscribing. If your name does not pop up eventually here, it's probably because you have your subscription set to private. But thank you so much for doing that. A very Merry Christmas to you as well in advance, in case we don't see you again. Hopefully we will, but yeah, a very Merry Christmas to all of you guys that are around in chat. If any of you are Jewish, Happy Hanukkah. Or Happy Hanukkah. I think it's more phlegm is required in that. So. It's interesting. I went to Israel back in February, March of this year, and the kind of official, the official symbol for Israel. There's really two. There's the Star of David, which is on the flag, and that's probably the most well known. But they're like the official symbol on like their seals and stuff like that. And really, the official symbol of Israel is actually the menorah, which we associate with Hanukkah. And so that was, you see that everywhere in Israel because that's actually the kind of the official, state symbol of the country. And so it's interesting being there in March and you see menorahs everywhere. Around here we only see them at Christmas. So. So Bubba Lewis, you said you fly for Civil Air Patrol. Whereabouts in the country are you doing that?
Chesterfield County Airport.
Which is
Virginia.
where? Virginia. Okay.
Yeah,
I think I knew that, but yeah, that sounds familiar.
Richmond International Airport.
Okay. Gotcha. Well, cool. That's awesome. We just did.
I got my first 12 hours through Civil Air Patrol.
Oh yeah, nice. We had an air show here at Fresno Air National Guard Base, and Civil Air Patrol guys came out and had a little area there representing and stuff like that. I kind of wish I had known about Civil Air Patrol back when I was younger. I probably would have done something with it.
During World War II, we actually started 7 days before the bombing of Pearl Harbor.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Interesting. Yep, that was not even on my radar when I was doing flying back in the day, so I probably would have looked into doing something like that, but oh well, you live and learn, move on. Such is life.
I'm setting my medals right now.
You're what now?
See my medals I have. My 4 little medals of my accomplishments in the military.
You get an Air Force commendation medal.
Oh, nice.
For working craft during a Desert Storm.
Oh, cool. For like the charter stuff?
Yeah.
Gotcha. That's pretty cool.
For you guys don't know, there's also the Tim medal for if you impress Tim with your flight skills, he'll give you a kick.
No, actually the way it works is if you impress me with your flight skills, you get to keep your job.
There you go.
Well, in my case right now, it's Tim, so he gets me a job.
Yeah, at best, yeah.
The only time you'll ever run across me, I think, during the hiring process is if I get stuck doing boards where we interview new pilots coming in.
Yeah.
But you also need, it's also so that you get recommendation from pilots. So I had, give it a Tim, I get a pilot.
Yeah, I rarely recommend anybody I've actually had flown with.
Probably good reason for that. Because you don't know them until you fly with them. That's just how it goes. It's just how it goes. Alright, well we're 110 miles out from top of the descent, so let's get the weather down in Munich. Let's see what's doing down there.
Echo Delta Delta Mike Airport information Oscar 2050 Zulu weather wind 036 at 3 visibility 5 sky condition few clouds at 600 ceiling 1800 broken temperature -2 dew point -3 QNH 1016 advise on initial contact field information Oscar Echo Delta Delta Mike Airport information.
Alright, information Oscar gives us winds at 036 at 3. Visibility's down to 5. We got a few clouds at 600. Ceiling is 1,800 feet broken. Temperature's -2. Dew point's -3, and QNH of 1016. So we're definitely going to be using anti-ice going into Munich today because of those statistics we just got. Let's go ahead and set our altimeter here to 1016 for that. And that's all we're going to need to do with that for now. So let's now look at the approach briefing setup. Let's get the ILS in here, which is going to be for runway 8 right is 110.9. So I'm going to set that on, let's say 110.9, right? Yeah. 10.9. We'll set that there, and I'm going to set the missed approach VOR that we need to be away from is 115.0 as DMS, so we're going to set that over here. Actually, I'm going to set 110.9 here as well, and I'm going to set that as the backup on these. So let's say, oops, as the screen goes away. Yeah. 115.0 as the backup. That's for the missed approach, and then we'll also set the Munich VOR, the other one, MUN, which is where we go to at the other end of the missed approach. We'll set that to VOR2 as backup 112.3. That way we got these all set to go. Alright. So that takes care of that. The runway approach course looks like 080, so we'll set that here for the ILS. Go ahead and do that on both sides. go. And what's our minimums looking today? Let's see here. Full is, that's in meters, that's not helpful. Oh, I see. Okay, never mind. Decision height is 1,686 feet above sea level, but it's 200 above the ground. So we're going to use 200, and we'll use radio. And so there we go. Minimums are set there. And so let's go back and look at the approach into Munich here. Again, this is the Osder 3 Alpha, the plate dated July 17. And we've got a, let's see, translation level, it doesn't say it on here, it'll say it on the other plate, so we'll get it there in a second. Coming in on the Osder fix, and we're going to be heading direct from there 36 degrees to the Addon fix, which for runway 8 we need to be below flight level 120 and a max of 280 knots. We'll continue on to the Betos fix, and then from there we make a right turn on the to 67 degrees toward the Munich VOR, Mike Uniform November, and we need to be at 5,000 by the time we get to the Munich VOR, at which point we'll make our kind of end around onto the actual arrival, not the arrival, the approach for runway 8 right. And for that we'll be going back the other direction, basically 261 degrees. We'll be 5,000 the whole time to 18 miles from the Munich VOR. Then we make a turn, right-hand turn to 352 degrees toward the Mysuck VOR, Mike Alpha Hotel. And from there we go 57 degrees to 6 miles from the Mike Alpha Hotel, and then finally turn on to final at Beggen to intercept the final approach course into runway 8 right at 5,000 feet. Where that starts.
Hit the ground.
No, I'm
Too
not.
low terrain.
Be quiet.
Too low terrain.
You are wrong. Shush. Why am I going up? If I'm about to hit the ground. And so coming in then, it's the final standard 3-degree glide slope down to the runway at they can throw up, I don't care about them. Runway today is nice and long. It's 13,123 feet, so we got plenty of space.
So 2 miles.
Yeah, pretty much. So we'll probably plan to exit the runway right around Bravo 10. Yeah, Bravo 10, and that'll take us up. We'll pass Tango to Sierra. We'll backtrack then on Sierra, make a left turn, and get onto the terminal at about Bravo 7. And that'll take us to the terminal.
Seekers are ready. This might be a hot day.
This will be a flap 30 landing. Let's go ahead and get our landing flap speed set here. So let's go. Let's see what do I do. So, no, well, I can't do 45. 40 is my max. We're fine with 30. So, what's our current? Let's see. We're supposed to have 8.2 for fuel at Munich. We're at 10.1 right now, so that is 1.9 down. Butter the bread, you say? Cheerio. 145.9 is 144, so we'll set 144 right there. There we go. So we're going to expect flaps 30 with VREF of 148. Based on the winds, we'll increase that by 5 knots for our final approach course, so that'll be 153 for our final approach speed, and then VREF of 148. Give us a nice buffer, and auto brakes 2. Yes.
You need to fly to TNCS. It's a 400-meter runway.
400 meters?
Yep. Yep, 400-meter runway.
That's very small.
Well, it's fine. I mean, look, I was able to land a Globemaster on it. It worked.
Well, that's a Globin. They're designed to do some pretty amazing things, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I mean, he landed an A320 on it, just made it with that run.
Oh, good grief. Our MSA today is 3,700 feet all around, so that's nice and simple there. And our transition altitude is 5,000 feet, so we'll set that in our forecast down here. 5,000. Bloop. There we go. Go back to that. Go to legs. Actually, go to progress. All right. We're going to be taking to gate 116 over in Munich. If we do have to missed approach, the missed approach is climb straight ahead to 1 mile DME east of DMS or 1,900 feet, whichever is later, and then turn right direct to the Munich VOR, climbing to 5,000, and we'll restart the approach at that point. Like I said, auto brake is 2, flaps will be 30, with a VREF of 148 or final approach speed of 153. That's what we're going to calculate. And with that, and we will be using anti-ice for the approach as well. So yeah, briefing complete. With that, since we're approaching the top of the descent, I'm going to run this down to 12,000, which is our first deal there. Silence Night Cord. Okay, so how I learned to do all these things. So it's a combination of a number of things over time. So first of all, I took actual flight lessons back when I was in high school, and that's where I learned how to fly real aircraft. Actually, the flying actually came right after high school, but in that range. So there's that, and with that came ground school. So I learned a lot of information about aviation and weather things and stuff like that over the years. A lot of other information has been gleaned by either research or watching YouTube or learning from very knowledgeable existing pilots like Captain Tim. Shush you. And not listening to people like Bubba. First of all, point of fact here. This is a Boeing. It will not call me a retard, and it's why I fly Boeings and not the Airbus. I know it is, but the retard thing is a Airbus thing.
I can tell you all sorts of things if you want me to.
That's exactly. I'm sure you.
That's
I'm
my
sure
job.
That's exactly. That's why we have Tim. I don't need an Airbus to call me a retard. That's why we have Tim here. So, but yeah, no, it's just it's a matter of gleaning a lot of information over time. There's a lot of very useful YouTube videos out there nowadays. YouTube wasn't necessarily a very big thing, if it even existed at all, when I was first doing flying. And to the extent it is now today, there's all kinds of great information and resources out there. With the internet at your fingertips these days, really the sky's the limit, which is awesome for learning if you're willing to look up from your occasional cat video and not just waste your time on the internet. But yeah, so like I said, I mentioned earlier in the stream, I don't know if you were here at that point, but there's a guy that's it's called Flight Deck to Sim. He's an actual pilot, or you can go to Civil Air Patrol. But if you're looking for a good YouTube video on actual real-world operation uses in the 737 NGX by PMDG, there's a guy that actually flies them for real for a company in Europe. My guess is Ryanair, but I don't have any way of knowing if that's correct or not. That's just the sense I get. But he goes through all kinds of steps and processes, from pre-flight checks to different approach procedures, briefings for departure and for arrival. No. Yes, thank you, my navigator, apparently. So there's all kinds of resources out there. It just comes from time. I mean, I know what I know now for not being a real-world pilot, from gleaning from all these different sources over time, and you just never stop learning. That's the biggest thing. So, it's never you never know it all, and that's good. You just want to constantly keep gleaning from people and learning from people, and trying to dodge the occasional jab from Captain Tim. Make a slight U-turn, really?
That is correct. Please make a slight U-turn, then make a slight left turn. Then you should be back on course. Thank you. Safe flight.
Sounds like the instructions you get from the default ATC from FSX occasionally.
Well, there's something to aim for.
Right. Exactly. Let's make sure as we hit the top of descent here that the aircraft does start to descend. Yes, it is. Okay, good. All right. So I want to make sure so we don't overshoot, like has been my habit occasionally. So don't want to
Yes,
do that.
it has been your habit occasionally. Thank you for flying with Ryanair. I don't know what this plane is, so I'm just going to leave you to it.
It's not Ryanair, so ha ha ha. We do need to set one thing here that I did not do. Airport elevation is about 1486, so we're going to set the landing altitude here as such.
Can I see the plane real quick? I'm gonna see the plane.
Oh, sure. That's really far away. Let me fix that. Should be coming into your view momentarily. Obviously, there's a bit of a delay between what I'm doing and what you're seeing on the stream. So, but there you go. There's the outside of the plane. And also, it's not FedEx. A FedEx 737. Interesting.
I mean, actually, FedEx 737.
Really? Do they have them?
Yeah. Yeah.
I've never seen a FedEx 737. Okay.
I live in Richmond.
Well, I mean, FedEx comes here too, but it's only the 757. So I'll take your word on that one because I do not know.
Okay, I'm looking at it real quick. I think they might have one. They have it in FSX, obviously.
Oh well, FSX doesn't have any bearing on reality.
Yep, they have 6 current Boeing 737s in their fleet.
Oh, all right.
They've had a total of 11. Which one did you say you had? You've seen a lot of?
Oh well, the one we get here in Fresno is the 57.
Oh. Yeah, they have 119 57s.
Yeah, I knew they had a lot of those. We used to have back in the good old days. They had their 727 200s here. I miss those days because those were fun aircraft to watch take off. The boom of those JT 8D engines. Oh man, whew, love it. I love it. All right, passing through 26,000 feet. On down for 120. This is FSX Steam Edition, which basically, as far as visually goes, there is pretty much no difference between Steam Edition and Box Edition. The difference is they did some under the hood tweaks for the programming stuff just to make it run a little better and be a little bit more stable and things like that. So it is a more stable sim as it in general, without having to do a whole lot of stuff yourself. All right. So that's the real difference, but visually speaking, it's obviously it doesn't look like this out of the box. This is, I mean, I've got Rex textures running. I've got what do you call it? Orbex Global, FTS Global, which provides some global textures. I'm using real-world weather provided by Active Sky Next. Obviously, the plane is an add-on. It's PMDG 737, so that doesn't come with it. You have to buy that. The ground servicing that I have, if you notice in my videos, the pushback stuff and the gate handlers, the baggage handlers, all that stuff, that all is GSX or GSX. Yeah, Ground Services Extreme, I think is what it stands for. Provided by FS Dream Team, which is another payware add-on, which is really cool for adding to the experience. So, so this is FSX Steam Edition, although yours probably won't look like this out of the box unless you have a number of add-ons as well. So just know that. But you can get FSX Steam Edition very, very cheap every so often. I know it was on sale right around Black Friday. I don't know if it still is. I remember getting a bunch of emails from Steam saying, hey, get Steam Edition. You know, I already have it, so I don't know why I would need to purchase it again, but thanks. Thanks for the heads up. So, but yeah. Hopefully that answers your question. Airbus Beluga equals cancer, okay. Oh, that's funny. It is a pretty atrocious looking plane. It's like a Megamind kind of plane. It's like it's way too big of a brain. It's just weird. It's a goofy looking aircraft, I'll give you that.
Does what it needs to do, though.
It does. It does. It gets those fuselage and wing components to the aircraft factory in Toulouse like it needs to.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Atlas Air one for Boeing.
Oh, no. That one's weird looking too. But the one that looks like the Megamind, they're talking about the Beluga, the Airbus Beluga. With the small fuselage and then the big area above, it kind of expands out and goes around all bulbous.
Yeah, the same thing that Boeing's got. But I think the Beluga is based on an A300.
I think you are correct.
Yeah.
The difference is the 747 version, the Dreamlifter, which is what Boeing uses, is the extended 747, so it just makes it a really big kind of straight fuselage.
So you know the Beluga is actually Airbus A300 B4 600 ST Beluga.
Well, I didn't know all of that, but I did know it was an
I
Airbus.
think we just covered that. But actually, Boeing didn't operate that. The 74s are operated by Atlas Air.
Yes.
Boeing can't operate an airline.
That's correct. Thanks to government changes and regulations when they broke up Boeing from owning a controlling stake in United, actually. Gliding. I think my GPWS is on the Fritz, or maybe it's just named Fritz. It could be either one of those, I guess. Kelsey, yeah, what happened Thursday? Sorry, I announced last week that I probably wasn't going to be able to stream on Thursday because of this event that was going on, and that was what happened. So, yeah, so we didn't stream yesterday, and we're not going to be streaming tomorrow. This is the only one this weekend because of all the stuff that's going on this weekend with the parade and all this other nonsense that I have to deal with for Christmas. So, our church has entered a float in the longest name of parade ever, the Clovis Children's Electric Christmas Parade, California.
I have family there.
Oh yeah, where?
I don't know.
Well, they're your family. You don't know where they live? Take some interest in your family. Find out where they live.
Okay, you know where Disneyland is, and where the Ronald Reagan. You know where Ronald Reagan Museum is?
Yes, because those two things are not in the same place. But okay.
Okay. Yeah, my family lives right off the highway from Ronald Reagan. They're Ronald Reagan Museum.
Okay, so they're over in Simi Valley.
Yes.
Yeah. Disneyland is in Anaheim, which is further down. Yeah. So.
Yep. I was
Got
just
it.
saying in between those two.
What was that? No, not you. Tim said something.
Yeah, I was thinking the Reagan Library in Loma Linda.
It's right in there. It's Loma Linda and Simi Valley. They're all right in the same area, but it's essentially. I think Loma Linda may be in the Simi Valley. I'm not sure how it works exactly, but because it's kind of up in the hills a little bit is where the library actually is, which is really cool. If you've never been to the Reagan Library, by the way, it is really nice, and their 707 pavilion display of Air Force One is gorgeous. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. You got Ronald Reagan's buried there too. Out
Yep.
in the back area. Once you exit, yep. Make sure to be quiet at that spot.
That's right. Got to be respectful of the Gipper.
Yeah, one of the last great presidents other than Trump. But yeah.
I'm not even going there. Taxi crash did not controls. I just uninstalled it. Okay. Yeah, you gotta give it some time. Silence and Nightcore. Just some time and patience learning it, and then you'll be flying in no time. But again, check out some helpful YouTube videos on tips on how to fly and what controls do what, and yeah, you'll be good to go. Kelsey, yeah, the plan is to stream next week. I was saying I'm going to be on vacation most of next week down in Disneyland, but we come back. Yeah, really. We come back. Our day to come back is Thursday, so I don't know if we're doing anything down there Thursday, or if we're just coming back. So if we're just coming back Thursday, then I should be back in time to stream, no problem. But if we're doing stuff down there Thursday and we don't come back till late Thursday, which I don't know what the plan is, then that may prove difficult. So, but the plan still is to at least stream Friday and Saturday of next week, provided no fun surprises at the last minute come my way.
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna start calling you Fritz. Well, whose fault is that? Sounds like pilot error to me. Uh-huh, that would be a problem. Alright, we're going to be going down into the soup in a little bit here. We've got, we made our 12,000 and continue to drop our speed down. Alejandro Nogueira, hello sir. Welcome to the stream. For those of you that are just joining, if you have not already done so, hit that subscribe button and that like button. I would appreciate it. You also can donate to the channel either through Super Chat, through being a sponsor, or through the Streamlabs link down in the video description. Again, donating not required, always encouraged, and I'm grateful for that. But again, don't feel the need to do that if obviously if it's not within your means, first of all. But it's only if you desire to do that, not requirement. All I require of you is your time and watching and liking that the channel. Hit that subscribe button. That's enough for me. You just did? You hadn't subscribed yet? How dare you? Okay. Oh. I should pay attention to what I'm doing. We'll go ahead and do our... Oh no, it's going to put our speed back up there, so never mind. I'm not going to do that. Okay, let's see the ground through the clouds there. We've got some visibility. The airport is basically directly in front of us at this point, from what I understand. It should be just out there.
What kind of rival are you driving there, Moose? I was just looking at your nav display.
Yeah, it's the we looked at it on the plan view too. It's because the transition point is the Munich VOR, so it has you do this circle around. It's goofy.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay. I would have requested something different.
Yeah, well, I'm not talking to VATSIM, so I just I'll just take my leisurely time down. It's kind of goofy.
This the one with the DME arc, or was that the departure?
That was the departure.
No, I'm sorry, I missed that.
Yeah. I think you were too busy trying to not crash the King Air with the window thing. Joseph Fatruso, thank you for subscribing. Welcome aboard. Oh, that's your second account? You've gotten awfully distant on the vocal sound. Did you like turn your mic way down or something? Did you get back away from your microphone? And pilot sucked out. Well done. You're having all kinds of problems. Uh-huh. Well, that's your real problem right there. You're probably in Canada, and so it's reacting.
mean, 'cause I'm flying over the Rockies. I took out to Friday Harbor.
Uh-huh. All right. Working our way down toward the Munich VOR.
Shoot, shoot.
Landing lights are on, and our transition altitude is 5,000 feet for our altimeter. Our altimeter.
Alright, okay, the countdown ready.
Oh, goody.
Make in 2 miles. Make kind of roundabout kind of turn. Follow your GPS till you get to your Ivor landing.
That's more than 2 miles. That's about 10 miles, but okay.
See from this GPS view. Thank you.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Give up the day job.
We
Right.
should do a shared cockpit sometime. Shared cockpit live stream.
You're gonna have to not touch the controls, Mr. Divert left and right constantly.
I mean, you have that. If you're in Copilot, you can switch controls by Shift T. So I wouldn't be able to touch controls unless you
Right.
gave me controls.
Is the shared cockpit is done through the multiplayer of Steam Edition, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, I would like to try that sometime with some people. That would be a fun little
I know
experience.
that's. I mean, Natsim kind of does it, but it's a little weird for that. So.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, and it probably depends too on the aircraft too. Like the more complex, I would imagine it's a little more difficult to do that well. With the default aircraft, I'm sure it works just fine. But of course, then you have to fly a default aircraft. So.
I mean, or you just go to the Maldives, get some of their aircraft. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. Peter Watkins, sorry, I missed your comment about the airsoft CRJ. So your autopilot's not engaging now on the latest. Did you do an update or something on it? Because I mean, I haven't been flying it myself because I'm waiting with the new computer because it doesn't play nicely with mine existing computer. But as far as I could tell, the autopilot was working fine, at least originally. So unless some weird update came out and broke it, excuse me. Got phlegm in my throat. Alright, making the turn back toward the end around here. Snowy Germany. Snowy Deutschland.
Captain, I have the airfield in sight.
Yes, as do I, Munitia. As do I.
Yes, it is to our left.
That's actually right in front of me. You're, to our left is a body of water and a stadium. Unless you're Sully Sullenberger, we're not going in there.
Shut up, you autopilot. I don't care about terrain.
I still think someone needs to make a mod that when you took the autopilot on it, it puts an inflated pilot right here next to you. It's an
Yeah, I mean,
homage
some
to
aircraft
airplane. I think that'd be hilarious. No, I mean like an inflated, like a visibly like inflated, like it's a reference to the movie Airplane, which is a satire movie on the movie Airport.
Satire? I thought it was a documentary.
I've been live streaming after you take all your viewers out.
Take them out. I don't think they'd like to be
No, I mean,
killed.
like this- no, I mean, like, take them out of our channel.
Oh, well, when I'm done live streaming, you can pull them wherever you want. I don't care. So I won't be live streaming.
Yeah.
Cloud all by itself. Puff.
Watch out. You do not have a license to fly through the cloud. You have to have a specific license to actually fly through clouds. And I don't see that in your record right here.
Well, considering we're flying an IFR flight, I'm pretty sure we're good to go.
I'm looking at your license right now. You have no license card that says you can fly from the cloud. Please lower below the cloud.
We've been flying with Air Force Proud a bit too much.
Oh, yeah.
Dutch flight, hello, sir.
Dutch flights in. Nice to see you again.
Frame's not being very happy to me around Munich. Good grief.
Wow, really? That zoom in.
Yeah, just looking at myself. What did you do?
I don't know. Everything's. I don't even have AI traffic turned on. My mouse is off the screen.
You get Addon scenery for Munich.
No, it's just the default. I think it's the clouds are usually the biggest killer, but I mean even that's not. I mean it's a layer, but still it should be that bad.
It's not even solid. Probably get a Windows update
Yeah,
going on.
well, I have those turned off, so that shouldn't be the case. Although,
Lucky you.
yeah, exactly. I'm not on Windows 10. I can do things like that. What's over here?
Moose has a Discord channel.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
Well, then someone set it up and didn't tell me. RS Fan Dude, hello, sir. C23B, I would like to complain about your flying. Well, you have to complain about the autopilot because I'm not hand flying at the moment, so. And I have a special file for your complaints. It's round, and it's up near the galley, so feel free to deposit it there. The ground crew will take care of that.
You mean donuts?
Donuts? No, I mean a trash can. Or in Europe, more appropriately, the rubbish bin.
Cash can.
Dutch flight's coming from the Netherlands. That makes sense since you call yourself Dutch flight. So.
Boy, what transition now? You're at what, 12?
What are you talking about? Distance
Altitude.
or? No, we're at 6,700 feet.
Oh, okay, that makes sense now.
Yeah. The final approach starts at Begin at 5,000. So. What was that?
So I made moose groups. We had
Oh, I see what you mean.
and all they're doing.
Gotcha.
Or instead of using it's more good. I mean,
I'd like something to eat, please. Oh, well, you're a little late. We're in the final descent here, so you'll have to wait till we get on the ground at the airport to eat or go to the bathroom. So, but welcome to the stream, Daytona Cop Watch. Good to have you here.
You do have good beer there.
I would imagine. There's a is it the Munich beer hall? That
Hofbrauhaus House?
well, I know. I mean, it was specifically there's a beer hall I think in Munich. That's where that's where Hitler got his start.
Yeah, I don't think it's in business anymore.
I would
Yeah.
think not, but yeah. Okay, Dutch flight. You're flying today from Munich to Amsterdam. Team N2RO. Then tomorrow flying from Amsterdam to I think that's somewhere in Greece, maybe? LGSM? I'm not 100% on that one. What you need.
Can't love a country where the king flies for the airline.
Right? That's pretty cool. Dung Tran! Hello, welcome to the stream, sir. Good to have you here. Low cost, like a budget airline? No, I'm not flying a budget airline at the moment. If that was the case, you'd be sitting on hay in the back, and we'd be cleaning up after your droppings with a broom. Ah, it is in Greece. Excellent. I guessed correctly. Go ahead and arm speed brake there. Arm the approach. Should be getting the thing here pretty soon, I would imagine. What's the let's check something here, because I wonder, I looked at this beforehand, but I'll be very annoyed if it's different for some reason. Come on, 1093. Yeah, I don't see it there. Well, I see it, but I don't see, oh, there it is, okay. Got the localizer, there we go. Okay. Alright. Why did that turn off? Oh, it's a single channel, okay. The light goes off, it's kind of weird. Go flaps 1.
Lights go off? What are you looking at now?
The lights go off. What do you mean? It's just.
Oh, I thought that's what you said.
Oh no. Oh yeah, the light, the approach light had gone away on the button, and so I hadn't realized we had captured the glide slope already too. So I was kind of concerned, but then I realized we had. So.
Yeah, you're established.
Yeah.
Got the NAIs on?
Yep. Get our. What's going on here?
You know, I wonder if it makes a difference if your heads-up display is enabled or disabled for your frame rates.
I don't know, but it's disabled. Oh, you mean just like available?
I mean, like not in the flight deck. The taking
oh
it out
yeah, taking it out. I don't know. This is a little annoying.
Unit.
Yeah, I never know why they put like a full cabin and stuff that you have to haul around.
Right.
Nice thing. Yeah, ice. Here, nice. Traffic.
Looks like the approach lights are in sight.
They are. I cannot lose speed to save my life. What's going on here?
I'm 8 laps.
Speed select, dial it back.
Well, no, I turned it off. I've got the throttles to idle.
Oh, okay.
So,
But
yeah,
Do you get a configuration?
we do. Yeah, we're gonna go around. So, disconnect.
hey Moose, I think you can make this. I think you can make it.
We're gonna go around.
No, you can make it.
Go around.
You
Yep.
can make it.
We're going around.
Oops.
Shush!
Oh,
It's too late. The decision has been made. We're going around.
You can
Yeah,
still
once
land.
that call has been made, you never go back to land.
That's right.
Air traffic control. Please land. Wait, another chance.
Alright, we're gonna go to the.
Hey, I think your plane's nice. Make sure you're not.
This is why you breathe in this approach.
That's right. Slippery Slider, thank you for subscribing. Welcome aboard, sir. Yeah, it was weird. They, like, no amount of, I had the spoilers out and the whole 9 yards and nothing for
Hey Moose, it's your ice up. You need the ice.
the de. You can't de-ice in the air.
You can
know what I had to do on my... You're not flying the SciTech, are you?
No.
Yeah, I set the SciTech throttles. You have the little buttons at the bottom if you go. And so I set one, the left side to F1 repeat, which brings your throttles to idle. So anytime I have to go to idle, I just slap them puppies down, and it takes away the calibration error.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I did. I mean, I pulled off when I saw it didn't seem to be going down. I wanted to make sure that wasn't the issue, so I just disconnected auto throttle and then reset the throttles down to 0, and they stayed. I mean, they reset, and that wasn't the issue. So I'm not sure why we didn't lose speed faster. So I mean, we weren't losing speed at all. It was just staying right about 240 with the spoilers up and the flaps at 5. so I'm gonna have to
dangled the Dunlaps.
And now we're losing speed. Good grief. Dangled the what now? Oh, the yeah.
Tires.
Yeah.
Those are great speed brakes.
That's true. Alright. Put that flap up there too. Okay. Alright, we'll try this again. Go up here to the Munich VOR and then wrap around for another go. Praying your decision to go around. Yeah, I don't think it works that way, but okay. So, let's see, pull this back in here. Let's see, right. Execute. Legs. Yes, I know we're using reserve fuel. Okay, fine. Let's see here.
Into your reserve fuel already?
Apparently. I have to check the settings on SimBrief, apparently. Yes, I was manually flying the go-around. The autopilot's back on now that we're tracking back toward the approach for the 8 right. So, well, I think it's you're sick. Oh goodness.
Yeah, the PMDG is sometimes a dog just to slow down.
Yeah, it is, but I've never had it that bad. I mean, with a standard 3-degree glide slope down, it usually slows down better than that. But I mean, I understand when it's coming down, trying to lose altitude quickly, you'll have to level off to really slow down. But that was unexpected. Yeah, so that's why we do the go around. Want to make sure we're stable on the approach, not just on the approach. So that's why we do those things.
Yeah, you never want to push a bad situation.
Exactly. Exactly. Oops, not that one.
Famous last words in the Cockpit voice recorder. I think I can.
Yeah, exactly. Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. Yeah, it's interesting. The frames are actually worse outside of the airport. It's like it's the downtown Munich area or something that's doing it. There's some floating houses. That's fun.
Kind of reminds me of New York when you're floating around LaGuardia.
Yeah, and it's
drop.
because when I was on final for Munich, it was actually pretty smooth. It was just this downwind leg that is really bad, which is nice. I'd rather have the stuttering out here than at the airport for final approach, but
I'm so looking forward to your new machine.
that's why I am too.
Yeah, I'm gonna make the jump, I think, to P3D.
Gotcha.
Considering the recent headaches I've been having. Though I've gotten to the point where tweaking it is much more fun than flying it. Sense of accomplishment for me.
Yeah, it's a sad state of affairs, but I understand. Alright, we're going to set this up a little better this time. We're going to go ahead and go down and get our flaps into 1 before we start to descend, so we don't have that nonsense to deal with.
Yeah, give me 210 of the marker just to make it interesting.
Yeah.
Remember when I first started flying the 757, that thing was a dog to slow down.
Oh, I'll bet.
It's funny, most of the line guys say that the 900, 737-900 is much more of a dog than the 800.
Really?
Yeah, I was surprised to hear that.
Interesting. Alright, there's flaps 1. Any ice is still on, so that's good.
Flaps 1 on the 7.3, just the slats?
I think so. Once we make this turn here, I'm going to go flaps 5.
Good idea.
There we go. Bring this down to 180. And we'll go flaps 5. Alright, we'll cross our fingers that we don't have to go around again. I don't think we will, but... we shouldn't have the issue this time. We're still
Yeah, keep an
7,000.
eye on your fuel state when you start doing that stuff.
Right. Yeah, we got 7,000 pounds still, so we're okay for the time being.
Oh, you got time.
Yeah. Okay, you've gotten even quieter now, so I don't know what you're doing over there, but I can hardly hear you. I know you are, but what I'm saying is your voice has gotten quieter and quieter. I don't know what's going on with your end. Tim, are you hearing it any differently than I am?
I'm generally not paying attention to it.
That's probably smart. Thank you. I worked very hard on my wing. No, well, I painted it. It's PMDG 737. I did not make it.
Oh, so you took...
Yeah, I painted it, did not make it.
Buddies of mine make their planes.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I don't have that kind of time.
Is that voice better?
It's a little better.
Okay. That might be better. Alright, yeah, turn my mic up.
Gotcha.
Up fast.
Senior Sensei Gaming, hello sir, welcome to the stream.
Oh, sorry.
Trying to vomit, like on camera, is that what's happening?
Me?
Yeah, it sounded like it was like, I don't know what you were doing. Yeah, you.
Oh, sorry. Someone was pushing my computer screen.
Oh. I see.
Yeah. It's a brand new computer screen about Black Friday.
Oh, nice.
Yep, 27. I went from a 32-inch HDMI TV to a 27-inch monitor.
Very nice. Yeah, I recently,
Yep.
recently in the last few months, got a new LG monitor. I had a 20-inch Samsung for a long time, and I just got it's a new LG 27-inch, and whoa, it is nice. Oh my.
I had a 32-inch Samsung TV.
Whoever in Hebrew just subscribed, welcome
I
aboard,
just
but
switched
there's
from Acer.
no way I can pronounce that, so, but thank you, sir. L'chaim to you.
Here, once I get the words, I'll type it in. Maybe.
It's, yeah, good luck. Yeah, I just want to see your reaction when I see it pop up for you. Because, yeah, good luck with that. There you go.
Yeah. Oh,
and your lights
that's a
will slide,
W-A something something.
It's
I'm
not.
just gonna pause it right there.
It's not a W. It's Hebrew. It's a.
Darn it! I actually played.
Yeah, that's what's gonna happen. Yep. Yeah, glide slope's coming down and localizer's coming in as well, so we should be good. There we go. There's capture.
I can't hear it.
At this point, I'm going to drop this down now and go another thing of flaps. Make sure we have plenty of resistance. Almost. It'll be coming down right now. Give us some more resistance.
You always open the window, put your hand out.
It just makes me think of the old Han Solo line from Empire Strikes Back. Would it help if I got out and pushed? It might.
Moment of silence.
Yes.
Okay, which part of silence did you understand?
Kids today, I tell you. I just don't have any respect.
Okay, down 3 grand on the gear.
Yep. There we go. Flaps.
There was respect for Han Solo. He got shot by his own son.
So you're playing the Star Spangled Banner for him?
Or sliced by his own son. Yep.
The logic does not compute.
Yep. This song does not compute with this YouTube channel. Please.
What's your VREF?
I think I got the lights. 148 is VREF, so I had 5 knots, 153.
I don't have the lights yet. Oh, that's right, you're early.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just barely seeing the lights right now. But I have runway lights in sight.
Yeah, there you go. I saw the black flash there.
Yep. So it's a nice little giveaway.
You're on a DX-10?
Yes. No, I don't know. With Steam Edition, I really have no idea. I'd have to go look.
Yeah, right.
It's probably not. 'Cause I think it did weird things to me. Alright, that's flaps 30, gears down, 3 green, landing lights are on, and we've got the runways inside sights, so that will be our clearance to land as far as that goes. Taxiway lights on.
Getting a little stuttering again.
Yeah, a little bit. I think once we get below this cloud layer, I think it is where it smoothed up a bit.
Yeah, okay. far out do you have your cloud draw set, do you know?
I think it's 60.
Yeah, okay, that should be adequate.
Yeah.
It's so pretty.
Right? It's like white Christmas. 1,000 to go. All right.
Yeah, I was so sad when I saw that when I fired up Flight Sim this morning.
Hey, Bubba Lewis, turn your push talk on. I'm hearing your background noise.
Come on, no respect for Han Solo. No respect for Han Solo. Oh, come on, people. It's his song. Come on. Alrighty. Here we go. Moment of silence for this landing right here.
All right, I have control.
Okay, auto throttles to go.
Approaching minimums. Minimums.
Landing.
10 speed on glide slope.
Yep.
100.
100, 90, 80, 70,
20.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 9, 8, 7,
Don't be calling me no retard.
lightning, retard. You have successfully touched down. Get off the runway as soon as possible. We're flying with this aircraft. This pilot is not a retard. His co-pilot is a retard. Thank you for flying with the Moose Airlines. Thank you.
All right, we are down.
You didn't butter the bread.
It's runway's
Nicely done.
the runway's a bit
It wasn't buttered.
soggy, so you know what? I don't want a buttered bread.
Icy.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta get down firm for that.
Alright. Yeah.
All right.
I say the co-pilot's a retard. Moose,
I
on the
d-
other hand. Yeah.
All right. Flaps coming up. Speed
He's
brake
the
coming
guy
up.
who makes everybody's names up.
That's right. All right. So our gate is over yonder, so we're gonna head that direction here as we taxi off. Let's get these guys going. Gate should be 116. No, I don't want to follow me. Oh, sure. We'll take Lufthansa
Alright.
for our handling.
I'll get the flight attendant stuff ready. Here, Moose, I'll get the flight attendant stuff ready.
I mean,
This is your, head flight attendant. Please, stay seated and keep your seat belt buckled till the plane comes to a complete stop. Thank you for flying with, Moose Airlines, and, oh, you're using GSX. I used to use them, but they were, I was only able to use 2 airport.
that's because you had the tutorial or the demo.
Yeah, I don't want to pay $32 to buy the whole thing.
Well, then don't use it.
I know I like GSX, and then my buddy, I asked if he could delete it for me. He was on my computer, and then he basically messed it up. And he left Addon Manager on, so I have to reinstall GSX.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where'd your follow me truck?
I don't use follow me. I know where I'm going. I don't need no follow
It's
me.
nice arrival, though.
What was that?
It's a nice arrival there, Moose.
Thank you.
Nice arrival.
You're taxing perfectly.
You know, I'd tell you if you'd shut up.
I mean, Moose taxi's better than me. He's actually on the yellow line. I'm all the way over to the side. My right wheel's in the grass. Yeah, I don't taxi very well.
Do you drive yet?
No, I'm only 13.
Alright.
I've only pulled a car into a driveway.
Okay.
Well, I hope your parade goes well.
Hope my bread, what?
I said hope your parade goes well.
Oh, parade.
Yeah.
I hope so too. I hope so too. It's gonna be cold. I mean, not Chicago cold, but it's going to be Fresno cold.
You live in Fresno?
Yep.
Fresno.
Yeah, you need to do the Rose Bowl once in your life there, whenever San Jose State gets there.
Yeah.
Fresno State.
Fresno State, yeah. I would be really cool to do some point. Like I said, I've done the Rose Parade, but I've never done the Bowl.
You get Boise State this weekend, don't you?
We do. We beat them this last week for the, because we played them twice because of the championship. And we got to go to Boise, play in that stupid blue field. But,
Yeah.
But yeah, so hopefully we beat them again. That'll be nice. Just a nice little, stick it to them. So we'll see. Let's turn my taxi lights off here so I don't blind Mr. Marshaller.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Boise State.
I don't mind Boise State if it wasn't for the blue field. I just feel it's too ostentatious. And I feel
Well,
it's kind of a cheat.
Yeah, and they have such a sense of entitlement sometimes.
Mhm.
Wow, GSX is all ready for you to taxi.
Especially for a team that's from Idaho. I mean, come on.
Yeah, it's true.
Alright, let's get up here to Mr. Marshaller.
This is your co-pilot. Thank you for flying with WestWind Airlines.
Hey, you finally got it right.
Yeah, thank you for flying with WestWind Airlines. Hopefully you had a safe flight. Please wait till the plane comes to a complete stop and the doors have opened and the seatbelt signs come off. Then you can exit the aircraft. Thank you for flying with WestWind, and you fly with us again. Thank you. Goodbye.
Let's get the chocks there and the air cart. And we can go ground power and kill the engines. Seatbelt sign come off. Anti-ice can come off. Alright. Kill the yaw damper. Kill the fuel pumps. All the lights are off. And that's done. Window heat can come off. No, not you. And that can all come off. Packs can come off because we're on ground air now. Strobes off. Anti-collision off. Logo light can stay on. That can go there. Good to go. And we'll turn our IRSs off.
Hey, you didn't turn seatbelt signs off.
Yes, I did.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Sensei, you came just in time.
Yeah, well, he popped in here a little bit ago, so he's been...
Oh, okay.
The last comment's been there for a while, but yeah. Alright, jetway's coming over. Let's get our cargo doors open so they can start deboarding us here. Request deboarding. And doors, next page, cargo. Let's wait for the jetway to hook up here. Well, guys, welcome to Munich. I hope you enjoyed the flight. Thanks for coming along with me, and thanks for those of you that were in TeamSpeak to join the conversation today. I appreciate that.
Yep.
Like I said, we will not be flying tomorrow because of this parade nonsense that I've got to deal with, so we'll see you guys back next week after I have spent some time in Disneyland, so fun for me. Let's get that door open, and people can start to deboard. There they go. Alright, let's go out here. Nope, not out there. Wrong one. Forget how many I've got over here. Here in Munich. The sun is low in the sky. And they're getting our baggage offloaded. So, successful flight. We had to do a little go-around due to a speed problem, but we got it sorted after the go-around and got her on the ground okay. So, another successful flight. Don't know where we'll fly next. Next week we'll be flying
I've got an idea.
Friday from Munich to somewhere. Where's your idea? Well, except that we're in Europe, so that would be difficult. So we're doing European tour. Now, we've been doing European tour. The U.S. stuff has been when I'm doing the Jacksonville charter, which they're not flying again until Christmas Eve. So That'll be the next time we're in the U.S. For that. But
So when you do in the U.S.,
we'll be back in the U.S. We started in the U.S., so we'll be back in the U.S. eventually, but we're going to be doing some more Europe, and then eventually working our way to Asia, and then over back into the U.S., so it'll be a little while.
already.
But we'll be flying from Munich to somewhere on Friday, and then from wherever we flew to somewhere else on Saturday. If I get back in town in time, we'll do some truck sim on Thursday, and there may be a day here. I'll let you guys know on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. If there's an extra day here, we'll try to do maybe some tower 3D. We'll try that out one of these times and see what that's like. So. So yeah, if you guys aren't subscribed to either Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram for Flying Moose 83, make sure you do that, because if you're always asking, when are you flying next, that's where you know, because that's where I tell you guys. So things come up and change, and so that's when I'll give you guys times and all that stuff. So thanks, Peter. I plan to have a good time down at in the LA region. Me and my brother are actually gonna go down early on Monday and do a little bit of plane spotting at LAX, and then head over to Disneyland. We're gonna be at Disneyland Tuesday, Wednesday technically, and then Thursday's our travel back day. So yeah. Anyway, Gratin 101. Hello. You just missed the flight, unfortunately. We just landed, but I'm doing well. Hope you're doing well as well. Candle Cookie World, that's an interesting name, but hello to you as well. Again, guys, if you haven't hit that subscribe button or that like button yet, please do so before you leave. I'd appreciate it. And
if you guys
yeah.
want more FFX fun for today, I might be streaming soon. We're at some servers, so if you guys want some more FSX.
There you go. You can go check out Bubba Lewis's channel if you would like to go see some more. I'll be signing off here in a second. As I am done for the day, I've got to go do errands now and find some lunch because I'm getting hungry. So, thanks guys so much. Have a wonderful rest of the weekend. Have a wonderful week. I'll see you next week. And early wishings to you guys, just in case I don't see you. A very Merry Christmas to all of you and your families. Looking forward to the holiday season. So, Scottish Banter YouTube channel. Just subscribe. Thank you for subscribing. That sounds like an awesome YouTube channel. NightBot is a robot. NightBot is a bot. That's why it's called NightBot. So I load in a bunch of information. That way you guys can ask him and he'll give it to you without me having to disseminate the information over and over and over again. So makes my job easier. He provides some crowd control occasionally. So anywho. All right, guys. I'm going to take off now. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for liking the video. And we'll see you next time. See you next week.
See you, Moose.
For some more flying. Thanks, guys. Where's my outro?